to see it?
Yeah.
Some people from community, Lone and this guy Chichino, made it. It goes like this. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Are you watching the stream on another channel?
Then put this one right in the drop. Like,
I appreciate the video editing too. We should hire these guys to make some visuals for us.
Yeah, I was gonna. You didn't make this?
No, I didn't make this.
They nailed your aesthetic.
We should hire these guys to work on ours.
I mean, yeah, with all the
Is it me? Am I God? No. Turns out that was false. That was a falsehood. Okay, so as you can see, we got Matt with us today, and you already knew that because you heard us. It was pretty excruciating listening to us troubleshoot today. That's how it goes, though. That's what you sign up for when you become a electronic music producer. Not only do you sign up for your own heartaches, fucking around with settings and audio bullshit, but you have to,
especially when you're working with other people. Have you noticed that things go wrong only when you're like in the studio with someone else or on stream with someone?
yeah.
Otherwise, everything's fine.
You know what though, man? It's just like DJing or anything else. Like the first couple of times that things go wrong, like my face gets all red and I start sweating and like it takes me like weeks to recover from something going horribly wrong that isn't my fault. But after a while, when things go wrong, I just like with DJing, when things start going wrong, I actually thrive off the energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're the same way.
Yeah, it's definitely it's an acquired thing for sure.
I'm just like, yo, who's got
expect it?
someone fucking give me a beer. Shit's going wrong up here. I'm about to fucking jump into and swim in the chaos and maybe even create more chaos to add to the fucking fun, you know?
Yeah, in your case, it's you who probably caused the issue.
Yeah, I caused it.
That's all good.
So anyway, speaking of problems and more chaos and trying to figure out how shit works, you made a tweet today that made me like text you immediately, which I thought was great. And you said, does the world need another wavetable synth?
Yeah.
These are the questions that we ask ourselves, like off stream. Like we're always finding new stuff. I usually text you and I'm like, have you seen this yet? You know? And you do the same thing. You're like, have you seen this? And we like might dig into it and come back to the table. And that's one of the reasons why I like being friends with you, is because we always do shit like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And like hang out, and it's not about necessarily making music.
Mind,
what's that? What'd you say?
Yeah. Keep in mind, I did write that tweet before I knew it was free.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the reason why we have this. That's why we have the, one of the great things about the pandemic, if there's any great, maybe there's just one great thing about the pandemic, is that we learned how to stream. So now it's not just a tweet. Now there's context. Now there's discourse and there's a narrative, right? Because that's the thing, is that sometimes we do, that's like our reaction, right? You have your, like Twitter sometimes is your reaction to something, but then you have other reactions. It's actually a nuanced journey, and you can have that nuanced journey on stream now of like, and also come to that conclusion. I like the idea that you can do it also with a group of people, right? And dive into a piece of software and see if it's actually worth its weight in code, let's say, in this case.
Yeah.
So I dug into it a little bit, not much, just a little. I'm going to move you over here and move Vital over here. So I actually like this because I want to see what you've never opened this before, right?
This is the second time I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Okay. What's your impression just looking at it?
The interface looks nice and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Pretty intuitive.
It seems as if maybe it's jumping to some conclusions. I talked to this guy on Discord briefly when this was in beta, and he sent me over this beta. So I didn't pick his brain too much, but it's not. But from playing around with it, it seems like he took some of the features and some of the like aesthetic qualities of both Serum and Faceplant. And I saw a bunch of incorrect, statements. I saw some producers say, which is that this is a like a ripoff of Faceplant. And I think literally the only reason they said that is because they took a look at it and they saw some of the ways that you modulate things. And with, they saw these little circles. I was like, okay, yeah, clearly that looks like Faceplant. But I think that's where the similarities kind of end. You can move around. They did this. You can move around like signal flow over here, which is kind of like Faceplant. But I think this is actually a lot more similar to Serum, in my opinion. From playing around with it a little bit. But let's see what you think. And I want to show you what I know so far, and then I want to pass the screen over to you, and I want to see what you do with it, just intuitively. And maybe we'll get somewhere, or maybe we won't. I don't know much about this at all. I've probably spent a total of 5 hours on it. That's about it. And also coming out of, oh, by the way, sound check. Does this sound good to you guys? Is this panning back and forth? We good? The sound? Sound good? Cool. And you guys can hear Matt, right? All right, wicked. Okay, cool. Yeah. So first things first, up top here, we can load our different wavetables, which I don't have a ton in here. Also, by the way, this guy Glurk Glunk, had him on stream a while back. Shout out to him. I don't know if he's going to be in here today, but he's a homie, and he created some wavetables here, which is awesome. He's a friend of ours.
Yeah, that is cool.
Let's use one of his. So that's how you load that. You can switch to 3D mode here. You got a couple different views of the wavetable. One extra one, SP. 2D, 3D. One extra one versus what we've seen in Faceplant and Massive. Or not Massive, sorry, Serum. But also Massive. Over here we got a couple different like, you got your sync, formant, quantize, the different bend modes you can cycle through with this thing right here. So those wavetable modes. And you can also set these. This is where you set off your like FM, like frequency modulation. So I turn a level down here. You got FM from, instead of FM from B, you got FM from oscillator 2. And the way you do that in Faceplant, obviously, is you just create another modulation source and send it in there.
Yeah, it seems a lot closer to Serum.
Serum, yes.
In that sense.
And actually, I've been
It's
using
like Serum with 3 oscillators.
Yes. And it was actually, I've been using Faceplant for so long, it took me forever to find this. And be
So
like, oh shit,
technically,
this is
Serum
where
does
I
have 3 oscillators.
can do ring modulation too from oscillator 2.
You can have a sample.
Okay, so you got 3 oscillators here, and then you got a sampler down here. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. Now on this side, what do we got? we got a bunch of different algorithms over here too. A bunch of different. We got vocode, wavetable mode, formant scale. What's up?
What's the shepherd tone one sound like?
Shepherd tone. Sounds almost like a pitch bend. I wonder what it sounds like if you... Okay, so what are the first things we want to learn? I mean, man, I'm the worst teacher. These are like... This is me like finding my familiar extensions of my body as a sound designer. It's like, okay, how do I move wavetable position? We got that. Here's level. Here's pan. Here's my semitones. There's fine tune. We got a little transpose snap in here.
Yeah, what does that transpose snap do? I was curious. I was trying to see what it does, but it didn't really do
Okay,
anything.
so you could do things like, for example, if you go over here to the LFO, got a paintbrush tool. You can change this to steps. So you can make like an arpeggiator over here. Let me see if I know what I'm doing, man. LFO will like map that to the pitch. Boom. Right? And if I transpose snap, I can snap these to certain like pitches, right? So it'll only hit things within the key, right? So if you're to like,
that's cool.
yeah. And then you can do global snap too.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of a cool feature.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that Serum and Faceplant, they lack a arpeggiator, in an internal arpeggiator, and of course the workaround is to create an LFO that does something like this. But of course, trying to snap it to pitch is very difficult. So
Yeah, you'd have to.
That was a good little foresight there.
So there's a little. So what do we got? I wish we had a little scoreboard where we could add little points.
make a spreadsheet.
Make it in MS Paint. Someone want to make a spreadsheet for us while we talk? So there, I just demonstrated a couple things. Right click to disconnect. Yeah.
Should make a little max for loud patch that can keep score.
Yeah, I want to ask you some questions about your Max for Live endeavors in a little bit. Yeah, so you saw there that this is how you map stuff, right? Like you set up modulations through clicking on these little crosshairs over here. You can do it with envelopes, obviously. I thought one of the cool, powerful things that just felt and sounded instantly cool was the unison. Felt really powerful. And you can go in and like really play around with a lot of unison tools. I watched so you got distortion spread, spectral spread, table spread, stereo unison, which is probably the most useful knob for a noob, and unison blend, which we know what that does, right? You got the original signal and you got all your family of detuned voices over here. And then you got your detune range. Simple. And then you can load them up for every oscillator. And these are grayed out because I don't have them triggered. Boom. I thought that was cool.
I wish the stereo controls were on the actual oscillator and not in the advanced setting.
Yeah.
Like how they are in Faceplant, but
yeah,
it's just all detail. I mean, there's obviously no room for it.
I thought it was interesting. Like one of the things that, so when it comes down to it, to me, I'll save for what my thoughts are on this synth because I don't know. I think you have to play around with the synth for about pretty consistently for a couple weeks to really decide if it's something that you really love. Because that's how I felt about with Faceplant. It took me some time to really get into the flow of, and once I started realizing how open it was to do things, it changed the way I started thinking about making sounds. And now when I go back into Serum, it's not that I don't like Serum, it's just it feels a little bit more rigid, you know? Am I
Now,
what's that?
I was gonna say there's one feature that this has that I really want to try out that neither Serum nor Faceplant have, and that's the text to wavetable thing. Have you played around with that at all?
Let's do it. What should I write? I'll write. I don't know. What should I write? Come on, guys. Give me something to write in the chat. What am I going to write here? KTN? Oh my God. Let's think of something more creative than that. Your name. That's the first thing people write. Oh yeah, you just right click on it, by the way. All right. I'm just going to write Matt Zoe. I'm going to kill the Zoe. Kill the Zoe. Boom. Let's see what we got here. Hold on, let me turn off these other guys first.
What? Whoa.
Kill the Zoe. Kill the Zoe. Kill the Zoe. Kill the Zoe.
You can
cool.
resynthesize preset to wavetable.
Can you change the accent? I wonder.
Yeah, you
I
can
wonder
right
if
here. So you got a whole list. You got everything from Arabic to Vietnamese.
No way.
Way. What does it sound
Wait,
like in Japanese?
how?
What's that?
How do you do that?
Right click.
Yeah, right click, then text to wavetable. But
Oh
how do you
shit!
switch?
You have the basic version.
Yeah, I have basic. I didn't want to pay for the full thing.
Well, you shouldn't have to pay for it yet because you're just testing it out, right?
Yeah.
This guy blessed me.
So in the full version, you can change.
But here's what I would see you doing. Oh, by the way, full wavetable editor. Here's what I would see you doing.
Mhm.
This is what I imagine Matt Zoe doing. Is something like that.
What, editing the wavetable manually?
No, just typing gibberish in this fucking thing.
Okay, that is cool.
That's cool. It kind of reminds me of, hey, remember when we were talking about it would be sick if there was a synth that had some of the controls that, what the fuck is the name of the program? The Vocaloid 5?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the articulations of like an actual voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
This is pretty cool. This text to wave table effect or whatever this is.
Turn off the unison. I want to hear what it sounds
sorry.
like just playing.
Yeah. Good call. Let's try this. Text to wavetable. I'm just going to do consonants. We'll do German for extra consonant attack. What do we got?
This thing's really remarkable. I'd buy it just for this.
Oh, it's like a beat. You can make a beat out of that. What happens if I...
Yeah, touch an LFO to...
What if I changed it to just a... what we got? Up. I want to change the grid size to 1 by 1. I mean, you can make like a rhythm, like... It actually sounds really cool.
It sounds great.
Yeah, that's way better. There's a text to speech in Serum, but it's not quite as.
Is there?
There is, yeah. Yeah, you can do text to speech. Check it out. You never done that?
No. I should have the latest one. Let's see.
No way that I know about things that Matt Zoe doesn't know. I feel like I
No,
feel really
there's
smart right
many,
now.
many things you know that I don't know.
Not
Okay,
yeah.
so how do you do text to
Just load up Serum. Then you go to the wavetable editor, and you just type down here. You say, "Kill the Zoe," right? Does it work that way? Wait, how do you do it? What is it? Text?
No way.
What's the formula?
And where you enter the formula?
Yeah. What's the formula? Does anybody know it? I forget what it is.
There's a specific formula.
It's like quotes or some shit. Okay. Let's see. Kill the Zoe. There you go. Boom. All you do is just put in quotes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Here it
Okay.
is.
to be honest, that's more what I expect to find in your music.
What's that supposed to mean? That sounds like a diss.
No, that's not.
That's
No,
fucked up,
that's-
man. Hold up.
I mean that in a nice.
But why did it go so extreme? I wish is there a way to like control the Is there a way to control it in Serum?
It's way more bombastic. Is what I'm trying to say.
I can't tell if
In
you're
the best
dissing me or
possible
not.
way.
It sounds like
I kinda like that
oh,
more.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of do you remember that EPROM song he did with
Yeah.
Zeke
Humanoid.
Beats? Zeke Beats, yeah.
Humanoid too.
Humanoid 2.0.
Yeah.
It's like exactly the voice. Human. What is it?
Yeah.
The humanoid.
I like that aesthetic more. I like the fucked up 80s like 2-bit sounding.
Yeah,
one.
but maybe you can.
But
This is kind of cool though, you know. I mean,
yeah.
it's got a different vibe. So anyway, yeah, right
Yeah.
click, text to wave.
Way more
table.
usable for sure in more scenarios.
Yeah. So then effects, we got effects over here, which I was impressed with. I thought they were very, very nice. Here, you know what? I want you to play with this, dude. Share your
All right.
screen.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just switch.
You gotta stop sharing yours first.
Yeah. Let me just where should I put
Oh yeah,
this?
and I have to
Yeah, let me put
go
the
back into
death
stereo
drone
mode.
back on while we show the inner workings of our setup.
There we go.
Hopefully this works without a problem.
And see if this works. Now I should come through on the left side, but
No.
all right.
Let's see. Hold on.
I'm gonna play with this text-to-speech thing.
I want to see if you're actually coming through though, Matt.
Oh, I do have the option to change the language,
Oh, wicked.
so I can
Did
change
you
the
just
accent.
throw that in there? I thought that was a premium. Maybe you're on like you got like
I've got
a timer.
maybe, but I don't know. Just want to see what it sounds like. It's cool. I really like this. All right, so let's see.
Hold up. Let's see if your panning works. Let's see if we got full stereo from you. We don't.
No?
No,
Oh
we
my
don't, Matt.
God.
Do you remember what you got to do? Hold on. Stop scaring your screen for a second. Hold up. Never mind. You're good. You're good. You can fix it now.
Let me try and fix this. Audio settings.
Everyone that's joined us today, has anybody got any questions? Matt's got to switch something over real quick. Has anybody got any questions? Anybody got anything you want us to dig into in particular? Do you feel Zach, good to see you again. 9 stars. New people, Corey Music. I am Dash Fireballs. Who are these new people? Kotek Music, good to see you again. Familiar Oddity. What do you got for us, Matt? No. Nope. I can't hear you either. No. Sorry, we're getting Matt set up. Shadow Wanderer, good to see you. Static Music, welcome back, my man. It's been a minute, brother.
Now?
I can hear you. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
All right, now I'm back to Matt. Thank you. Anybody that joined today?
Hello.
It's good to see you. Here we go. Back to Matt. Let me move
Let's
my
go through some. Let's go through some of these wavetables that come with.
let me move my ugly ass. Oh God.
Noise.
All right, now you can. Now I'm away from.
See, the problem I have with wavetable synthesis is that I always end up just going back to normal saw waves, sine waves, and triangle waves and stuff like that, and then using FM to get all the character out of it.
Yes. Like-
I use like the actual wavetable aspect of it less and less.
Are you talking about to add like more harmonics using frequency modulation?
Exactly. Like I try and create all the weird harmonic distortion after the whatever sound source it is, with like distortion, layering, filters, and stuff. And that always gives me a better result than trying to get all the harmonics out of
So let me say, Matt, this is one thing, because you've been using Faceplant for longer than me, and you've been like, you are part of the reason why I really wanted to learn that synth. And I would say that one of the things about Faceplant is that thought process is so much more upfront in your mind using that synth, isn't it? Than using like Serum or something like that. Because in order to do so many things inside Faceplant, like for example, one of the first things that people ask is like in this synth, there's those little menus just like Serum where you select FM from B, but inside Faceplant, you'd want to create some other source to modulate the frequency or the phase rather, right? And then you get in this mindset where you're like, well, I can just do that over and over again. So I could like, you know what I'm saying? You can like modulate the phase with, an analog signal, like, an analog source. And then you can do it with a wavetable, and you can do it with something. You can keep doing it over and over again, But inside, the way that Serum's set up is that you're like, oh, I'm just going to FM from B. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's the end of the frequency modulation, right?
Yeah.
I kind of feel...
I mean, you can do more, but yeah, that's what I always end up using out of it.
I just feel like the way that it's set up, it's under, I guess, appreciated the way that things are set up, how much it affects your workflow. Like, for example, one of the things that struck me was like, damn, the pan knob on this synth is the same size as the level knob. So you're like kind of telling people subliminally that this is an important button. You know what I'm saying? It's actually like just as important as the volume. And it's like one of the first things that you see. I feel like typically a pan, is a pan typically there on most synths? That was kind of odd.
Pan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's like odd to put it there. You know what I'm saying? Workflow wise. I'm not trying to nitpick either. I just thought it was an eccentric thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like,
Maybe.
you think so?
I mean, I guess.
Like you said, one of the things I always was wondering is like, like the advanced global unison like buttons. I thought that was really cool that they put those on the front of Faceplant. So you like click a button and all of a sudden all the unison stuff is like right in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I love
So it's like it feels intuitive to like play with the spatial area, you know, of like a voice.
Yeah. I like the fact that the pan is on the oscillator because I really hate it when like the pan is on a filter or something.
Right.
'Cause
Or it's super tiny. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's just there's an eccentric decision to be like, oh man, level, we got level, and then oh shit, we need a big ass pan button too, like right next to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me being someone that jams on equipment like fucking on a mixer. Imagine if the pan was right next to like a filter. You know what I'm saying? So imagine how much more it would get used. You know what I mean? Anyway,
That's the point. I like that it's there because, yeah, it's better to use panning than to like spread things all the time. So, it's nice that it's there and accessible.
right on. All right, sorry, I won't interrupt you anymore. Keep going.
Nobody can hear me apparently.
Oh, you got to be louder?
What's wrong?
What?
I don't know. My mic is as loud as it's going, and it's right in front of my face. So it must be coming through your speakers.
Hold on a second. Let's see.
I have no idea why. Oh, you know what? I might have muted myself. 1, 2.
Oh shit. Oh man, fucking troubleshooting.
Automatically adjust microphone volume. Maybe is that better?
Oh, do you guys hear? He got perma side chained. Hold up. Let me see if I can help you guys on my end. The joys of running a co-stream, man. Son of a.
I felt like it was earlier back in March. I mean, it was easier back in March.
Yeah. Let's see. I might be able to help you out here. Is it? Hey guys, is it just Matt's voice or is it also the DAW? Play some shit on your DAW. All right, Matt, say something.
1, 2.
Can you hear Matt now?
Check. I guess not. My RME Digiface just hates.
Just the
Zoom.
voice. I can see
Just
also that like.
I hear him. What? Just on the left. Oh, okay, I'm back, but I'm
Oh, he's back.
great. But it's stereo, and I'm on the left.
What? Whatever. Okay, well Matt will be in left.
Whatever.
Hopefully you guys can hear Matt. We're gonna do the best we can.
I'm a pretty left-leaning guy, so it makes sense.
You're far left. You're.
I wouldn't say far left. Okay, well, let's check out this editor, because I'm more curious about this, because the wavetable editor in Faceplant's really good. So let's see how this compares. So where's the timeline? Oh, okay. That's interesting. So you have these sort of keyframes, sort of like in After Effects, I guess.
Yep. They also
Might
have
add
this
more
same. I'll try to reiterate some of the things that Matt's saying. They also have this inside Faceplant. There's like a keyframe editor, so you can make a morphing wavetable.
Whoop. Okay, so now
Matt's a far left radical.
oh, that is cool. Yeah, this is a good wavetable editor for sure. Add modifier. Wave warp.
Shout out trigger mode.
You know, this seems to be, if not as good, it might even be better than faceplants. It seems really intuitive.
Looks cool. It looks very. The one thing I really love about this synth, right straight away, is just the aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
Yeah. That is cool. And I also like that you can drag through the waveform when you're editing it, rather than having to attach it to an LFO. And then save to wavetables.
Sure.
Now, where are these wavetables saved to, though? Is it saved as a WAV, or?
I don't know.
Because I heard you can export these into Serum or.
Oh shit! Glurkglunk's in the chat now. Thing about this editor that's
How do
better
I do
than
that?
Faceplant is that the wavetables save with these effects.
Yeah, if I edit that. Oh yeah, that's nice. So you don't have to commit to any of the edits you do in the wavetable.
And then he goes on
That
to
is
say
nice.
Faceplant has some other big strengths over it.
Ah, here we go. Export to WAV. There we go. Now, that is cool. Yeah. I could use this to design wavetables and then export it into Faceplant or Serum
WAV.
if I wanted.
Wavy. It's wave.
No.
It's wave.
Wave, WAV. It's spelt WAV.
WAV? Sounds like some Mandela effects.
Yeah. I like it.
It's very cool. I like some of these bend modes and stuff. These wavetable modes are cool.
So I thought. I don't know. These are really cool and stuff, but again, it's like I never usually like the products that come out of this kind of sound design, you know, the like really like wavetable-y sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like they always sound better filtered and distorted anyway.
Yes. So let's get some filters moving.
Yeah.
Also,
how do
in
we
the chat,
engage
is
this?
it wave or WAV? Type 1 for wave and 2 for WAV.
Let's add an alpha to
1
this.
for wave, 2 for WAV. I know we got 2 for WAV. Damn. Oh shit, there is some WAVs in the crowd. Now I know I have to fucking delete. I have to ban you guys for posting too. WAV. Must be a British thing.
Yeah, I think it's a British thing. It's a Britishism.
I've been told more times than one that the way that English people pronounce words is actually the right way, because you're English.
No, I think it's stupid that British people think that they have bastardized the English language any less than
Anybody else?
Americans.
Than Americans?
Yeah. I mean, both Englishes aren't exactly the same as they were like 200 years ago. If anything, a lot of Americanisms are closer to what they used to be than Britishisms.
That's interesting to think about.
Now, comb filters, that's what I always use a lot. Let's see how good the comb filter is. I wouldn't say its filters are its strongest asset.
You don't think so?
I mean, they're cool, but yeah, I still prefer.
You know, you know what? For me, man, I remember when I first learned about Serum, I started playing around with it. I was like, you know what? The filters just don't feel as strong. There's something about the girthiness of the filters that didn't feel as great to me as the original Massive. At the time, I was like using Massive so much, but over time, I got the feel of the filters in Serum, and it's not that I prefer them. It's just I got the feel for them, you know? And I kind of felt the same way about Faceplant too. It like took me some time to like find the things that I liked about how those filter models worked, you know?
Yeah.
One of the things I like the most about the filters in Faceplant is like how steep you can get the fucking cutoffs on them, you know? Like the bandpass, you can
like
make it
having a Pro Q3 inside your synth.
Yeah. But anyway, intuitively that was great. It wasn't hard for you to find the filter. It was simple.
Yeah, no, it's all very like the interface is awesome. Easy for me to find anything I need.
You got phaser, a phaser filter.
Yeah.
Setting.
It just this all looks like a really, really nice free alternative to Serum.
Yeah.
If not a competitor to Serum, to be honest. I mean, I don't think it's a competitor to Faceplant, obviously, because it's not modular. You can't have multiple filters and effects and stuff. So in that way, it doesn't compare at all. But let's hear what the reverb sounds like, because that's a good test.
I thought it actually sounded quite good, personally.
It's a nice sounding reverb. Now that's something that Faceplant doesn't have. Unfortunately, the kilohertz reverb is not that great.
Wait, hold up. What are people talking about? You gotta play with the morph ones.
More filters, or
are you talking about in the filters? I think you did play with the morph. Did you not?
is there...
I think you meant just like the top part you can morph from.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like the
yeah.
Z-plane, where you can morph
Yeah.
from low pass to high pass. Is that what y'all are talking about? It's kind of cool too.
These combs?
You got.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It increases the feedback sort of.
The other cool thing too, Matt, if you go down the bottom right, you can key track the filter.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, that's really nice feature. Really intuitive. Does Serum have that? Can you key track
I think you can set
easily,
it up.
or do you have to modulate it with the pitch? Where's Serum? Yeah, in Serum, I think you have to.
Whoa, I like your Serum
Yeah,
skin.
there's no.
I've never seen this one. I want this one.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta get it.
Holy
Serum
shit!
98.
Who made this?
The guy that made the original Serum skin. I forgot his name.
Holy
he
shit!
did a post about it like a few months ago. I was like, not only do I love this, I need to make everything in my computer look like this.
Well, that just made me want to use Serum.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me want to use Serum more. But yeah, if you were to do that in Serum, you'd have to attach a note to the rate of the LFO or whatever parameter. It's nice to be able to just key track something easily right there. Oh, that's for the filter. Yeah, you'd have to send a note to the cutoff, I guess. What else can you do? Let's see what the distortion sounds like.
Whoa.
Filter, let's do pre. Let's do hard clip.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not the nicest sounding distortion.
The distortion can
I
be
wasn't
audio,
expecting it.
audio rate modulated. Glunk, what are you talking about? Can you give us some clues? What are you talking about audio rate modulated? Are you talking about setting the filter mode to audio rate? Like kind of using it as like an oscillator almost? Sorry, Matt, continue. I'm just going to have...
No, what were you talking about? Audio
use
rate?
a key track LFO on the distortion drive. Boom. Isn't that what I was just saying? So you can set LFO to key track mode. So go see where it says trigger on your LFO?
Yeah.
Click on that. Yeah, what's
sync or sustain it?
Is it sync? Yeah, try sync real quick. Or wait.
Frequency.
Am I talking on my ass
Key
over
track here. It's in the frequency
here? Oh, it's where the
section.
music note is. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's cool.
So now it acts like a
Like an oscillator.
an oscillator.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could set this to like modulate the pitch or the the pitch, and it would be like FM synthesis, or I can set it to modulate the level, and it will be like ring modulation, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take it off the filter. And for first time using this, it's really intuitive. Like, I automatically knew that double clicking gets rid of something. I guess, yeah, they took a lot from Phaseplant. And frequency. Let's go all the way down.
You can do...
That's cool.
People were annoyed by Massive X, but you can actually do this in Massive X too. I have a video on my YouTube page.
Okay, this sounds a bit like shit, probably because... Yeah, so it's doing a sort of ring modulation. That's cool. What other cool things can you do?
That's it? I'm just kidding.
That's
Well, yeah, they got a matrix that's similar to Serum.
Mhm.
The things that I thought were the coolest right off bat, like I said, those different like wavetable modes on the front panel. And then I liked just how the unison sounded. I liked how some of the effects sounded, like you mentioned. I really like the reverb. I actually really do like that distortion just because it's like kind of trashy sounding. But I think
It is
much
very
much
trashy.
like you, I would probably use stuff outside the box to post-process that way. I don't typically use distortion inside the synth to like...
Yeah, sometimes maybe. If it's like... If it needs to be like a musical distortion with like...
I liked it inside...
being modulated by something.
I liked it inside Phaseplant because you could create your own rack. You could create your own
Right.
multi-band
Yeah.
distortion unit,
Exactly.
which was cool. And you can mix and match the different distortion types, which Maybe that's something they'll add here, because I think that's some.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's a modern production technique these days, is creating effects processing on bands. I think that that's something that most producers want to be able to do inside a synth, even, you know.
Mm-hmm. I
And
like
build.
this feature. I don't know if you saw this, but you can like change the linearity of the signal on the matrix. I don't know how you would say it. Yeah, change the curve
Nice.
of the input coming in.
Yeah, there's also this.
I don't know how.
There's also this LR
Yeah.
stereo mode, which I thought was kind of interesting.
So if I wonder if it does the opposite left for right. I don't know if that's what it's doing. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Oh,
I made the shittiest. Let me initialize the preset.
go to the little three
Wait.
lines.
Yeah, initialize.
there you go,
preset.
boom.
There you go. Okay. So let's create another wavetable. Hold on. See how quick I can do this. What?
There's like the swipe mode on your phone.
How do I
You gotta draw. There you go.
yeah,
You can change the grid size right beneath.
how do I do it to like a freeform paintbrush?
Maybe click
Can I
that.
do that?
Maybe click that little gear. No, let's
No.
zoom. You can
Oh.
create a grid.
Oh, I see. I can do do additive synthesis here. I see. Okay. And then interesting. Okay. Okay, this is a bit weird. How do I get it back to being able to edit breakpoints?
I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe you can't on this street.
I was editing the other.
Like you talking about when you're on the front? You could get different kinds of paintbrushes, you mean?
I'm sure before I was able to like edit breakpoints when I was editing another wavetable.
Just
Let me
turn the
try
grid. You can turn the grid off if you want to.
Yeah, like here I can edit breakpoints, right?
Oh.
How do I get
So how do you turn that
So,
on?
whoops.
Whoa.
when I initialize it?
It turns it into that weird snappy
Yeah.
grid. Got any Clunk, help us.
Yeah, somebody
Remove
tell
group
me.
and add a line source.
Remove group.
Boom.
Ah, I see. So
Wave source and line source.
Ah, okay.
Thank you. Damn.
Thank you. Ah, that's cool. Right.
By the way, just to make us feel less dumb, Glorklunk worked on this synth. So he better know this shit.
And turn the grid off if I want to free draw. How do I turn the grid off?
Yeah, Glorklunk, you want to come on here? Do you want to come talk to us?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're just idiots like
Here, hold on.
messing around with this. He's the one that knows about this.
I'm going to bring him on while we talk. I'm going to send you an invite, buddy. If you're around. You don't have to take it if you don't want to.
Ah, here we go. Turn grid. 0.
If I can fucking give you an invite, I don't even know how to do that. God damn.
Okay, let's add another source, wave source.
Oh, actually, I know how to do it.
Grid off. Nice. Okay, that's what I wanted.
I'll just send you the invite, Glork. And then if you feel like jumping on,
So what happens when there's multiple waves? Multiple
you can jump on.
sources?
And then you can take us all to school for a little bit, which would be awesome. I'd very, very much appreciate it. I'm gonna send you the invite on. Oh my God, Glork! I just sent it to you on Discord, my man.
Remove group.
Now,
Is there a way to undo? There's no undo. Control Z? No.
can I show you how I would make a sound in here?
Please.
I don't actually know how I would. I always want to take
feel
I want to take a
under
stab at
pressure
it
to
though.
make something good.
Well, actually, well, beyond making a wavetable, let's wait for Glork to come on here and he can walk us through that. But
Yeah.
but continue from here, from this point. Now that you got something to work with.
Glad.
How long have we had this synth for? This is Matt's first time playing with Vital, and I've been messing around with it for probably a total of 3 or 4 hours, maybe a little bit more. So we don't know shit. This is definitely our first impression.
That's interesting. So I was assuming that octave scale would like scale the glide amount to be less the higher you go, but it's actually more. the higher the octave, the more glide it adds.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to edit that with the slope, right? Or no? Whoa. What's up with Vital? What's up, Donda?
Okay, let's add a.
Bring out the Glork. We sent out a bat signal for Glork. He's on his way. He's speeding through traffic. Running red lights just to get on to show us how to use the wavetable editor. I'm like so excited to see so many people that want to come watch paint dry today.
To be honest, one of the most impressive things about this is the reverb. Like it didn't
it's
need
nice,
to have this
yeah.
good a reverb.
Super nice.
I'd love to have this as a separate reverb.
You don't like the reverb?
Really?
You don't like the reverb, Alchemy? I thought the reverb in here was really good compared. I hate to compare. This is not a comparing, like, dick measuring contest.
This isn't. But if we're gonna compare,
But if we were to
this is a
compare,
great reverb.
it's a nice reverb. And I don't know. It would be.
The reverb
Hey,
on
it is what it is.
Serum and Faceplant kind of suck.
Yeah.
Actually, the one in Serum is not that bad, but yeah.
working around.
This is a really rich, nice sounding reverb. It's not, doesn't sound cheap and digital.
Yes, you can't hear as many artifacts. That was one of my issues with the phase plant reverb. And actually, like, the way that it's set up inside Serum is a lot of times you end up running, what's it called? Like a compressor after the reverb, and it brings up all these like these like artifacts.
Yeah.
Which to me, it makes the reverb inside Serum unusable for me personally, because I just hear it, you know, it has a sound.
Yeah. It's because I feel like they use like a bunch of cascading comb filters to get that reverb sound, which always produces that sort of tinny,
Yeah,
high end, you know.
which
Whereas
is cool
this
for
sounds like they use, yeah, this sounds more like a convolution type reverb, but it probably isn't. But it's just really nice and smooth, especially the high end. It's very nice. Could sample that as a pad.
Yeah, it's got a cool texture to it.
Ooh, I wonder if you could resample the effects into let me see. Let's resynthesize preset to wavetable. Okay, now let's see. Whoops.
Woo.
Nice. I think it does actually add the effects to when you re-synthesize the preset. But that's not. That's cool. Yeah. Really nice texture.
Any resonators? Glork said the comb filter, which can be used if you turn up. I'm assuming you turn the resonance all the way up. You got a resonator. Boom.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's one of the things I found was, again, the reasons why you might use a synth sometimes become a little bit more abstract, in the sense that part of the reason why I like using phase plant is because it kind of puts you in this mode to where you're starting to think about, you know, you're just thinking about sources in a lot more of an open way, right? So if you're like, okay, I want, like you said earlier, if I want to create an arpeggiator, I have to use an LFO and I have to set it into like step mode and then map that to the pitch, and now I have an arpeggiator. And it's like, okay, how come I don't have any bend modes? How come I don't have any warp modes or anything on my wavetable? It's like, well, you do. You just got to use them the same way that you'd use any other phase modulation source, you know? And instead you just set it up as like, you know, sync or whatever it is you want, asymmetrical, or, you know, whatever formula you want to use. And same thing when I play around with modular shit. It's like now, and actually there's some of that stuff inside Vital as well, like being able to set the LFOs to key track mode and turn them into oscillators. It's like, well, now you're starting to rethink what an oscillator is, you know? You're like, okay, there's like, you're starting to realize how modular stuff starts to work, right? Which I think is cool. Like that kind of thinking serves you well making music, doesn't it? When you start thinking about, okay, something doesn't need to be labeled as this thing in order for it to be used as a thing, right?
That's cool. Yeah, I'm just messing around with the random modulators. That's another thing that I would use a lot is random modulators. Like in both in Serum and Phaseplant, they have random modulators. But this one's great because you can change the different style of randomization from sample and hold to these different smooth random settings, which is really cool.
And also to what Alchemy said about the workbench thing. Sit at a different workbench. I think you meant bench, right? Workbench, yeah. I think the thing is, once you get your workflow set up inside Phaseplant, though, man, I feel like you can work super fast in there.
Yeah.
And if you want some tips, fucking, you guys got to grab I did a Phaseplant fucking bank.
Yeah.
There's a lot of workflow set up that I think is great, personally.
Yeah, I need to make some Phaseplant patches.
I think it's got everything you need to get going.
Yeah, it's infinite possibilities in Phaseplant. That's what I love about it. And yeah, every patch will be completely different. Nothing will sound exactly the same.
So key tracking the combs is a resonator.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
So there you go. You got an answer.
Yeah. Now, can you like change how the filters are routed? Is the question. Like right now, I'm guessing it's like serial 1 goes into 2.
You got a little button down at the bottom left. See how it says filter 2?
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, okay. So by default, they're in serial, and if you hit one of these buttons, it's in parallel. No, sorry. By default, it's in parallel, and if you hit one of these buttons, it's in serial.
That's cool.
Let's add another comb filter.
Mackie Dubs, grab that pack and message me if you like it. Tell me what you think. If you got a subscription, I know we're talking about Vital today, but if you got a subscription to Phaseplant, you already have my pack and a bunch of other ones too. A bunch of people made packs for it.
There we go.
Man, I gotta send you. I don't think I ever sent you my pack that I made.
Yeah, please send it.
Do you have it?
No, I do not.
I want to see what you think of my pack. I spent a lot of fucking time on this shit.
Is there an internal limiter? I know.
Matt's got some sample packs, but he doesn't have any preset packs yet.
Yep.
But Madzu, Google Madzu on Splice. Like, search for it, brother.
Yep. And I'm just about to put out another one.
Very, very sick drums.
As soon as I can get around to editing some clicks out of it.
Very sick drums that don't sound like everybody else's fucking
Thank you.
packs. Which at this point, I have a suspicion that a lot of the shit that ends up on Splice is like other people's packs. At this point, they're
Yeah,
like just
definitely resampled versions
Yeah.
of other people's
I'm like
samples.
flipping through stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like an Omnisphere fucking C note just held down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. So Matt's stuff is 100% handcrafted and
Yep.
gets the seal of approval from me at least, whatever that's worth.
Yep. No other samples used. Yeah, I like this feature a lot.
Yeah, I hate to
track.
call people out. You mentioned it, Glork. But yeah, that same guy, man, he got called out by he got called out by one of my fucking heroes, fucking Mick Gordon. This guy fucking just sampled, or I don't know, apparently one of his interns, which by the way, I remember a long time ago, I was hanging out with you in the studio. I forget what song we were working on, but remember we were like, oh shit, are you trying to tell me we have to go back in and like, we were like surgically implanting transients back into the song. And I was like, fuck, I wish we just had like an assistant to do that. And you're like, nah, that's how it starts, you know? Which
I remember that.
on a long enough timeline, you end up with some intern that just straight up sampled Mick Gordon and put it in your sample pack you put up on Splice.
Exactly. Yeah, you end up with samples you haven't cleared and have to
Yeah.
pay out.
And you have to do the whole PR train where it's like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I think Splice, you got to be careful with Splice in general, which by the way, I still use Splice, but man, you don't know what you're paying for on there. You could be paying for shit that is straight up copywritten like someone else's shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm assuming they got people that go around there and like, you know, funnel through it and pull down the things that are like an obvious like copyright infringement. But I mean, look no further than Valentin, man. He's been saying it for so long. People just straight up harvest his sample packs or like get his presets and then just, you know, put OTT on one of his presets or some shit and just throw it back up on Splice for sale. It's like processed cheese, you know? That's a guy I want to come and hang with us one day. Valentin, yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to him.
I've never actually spoken to him. I mean,
I just talked to him the other day
spoken to him.
about working on something. I want to see what he thinks of Vital. He hasn't said anything about it on Twitter or anything.
Well, he's the serum master. I'm expecting he'd love Vital.
Yeah, he never said anything about Faceplant. He never said anything about... I think he did say something about Massive X. I think he said Massive X sucks.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't get Massive X. There weren't enough features on it that I was like, yeah, I need that. 3 envelopes, 4 photos, 2 random. Yeah, I like that there's MPE support as well.
So that's all I was saying to you
Faceplant
earlier. I
really
need to
needs to
get
get
one.
that.
I need to get a Rolly or something.
Yeah,
Are they still
I mean,
really expensive? I'm going to look it up.
probably.
They got to make
paid
some other
like
types of
$1,000 for
controllers that
mine.
can do that.
But if you have Ableton 11, which you will eventually, you won't even need that because you could just edit.
You just program it.
Yeah. Which is, to be honest, probably how I'm gonna do most things. I mean, I'm running on a beta, so I'm not really using it fully. But once the full version of 11 comes out, I'm gonna be using like the MPE editor way more than I'm gonna be actually playing in notes on the Rolly.
Now you can edit in 4D.
Yeah, literally.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Like being able to like have notes like fade up and down like relative to each other is really cool. Which you couldn't do playing on an actual keyboard. It would like
Yeah.
it wouldn't recognize that's what you're doing.
Right. Right.
So
It's cool. Yeah.
what else is there in here?
I didn't realize it was still like, I didn't know that it was like a feature that so many people wanted, the MPE thing. But I'm looking at the chat and there's people that are, let me see. Oh shit, we got a newcomer. Yeah, Matt's far left. He's a far left extremist. I am Pen Chan.
Yeah, my interface just puts me on the left. No matter what.
You should put me on the right. It's like surround sound. Just think about it that way. Just imagine Matt sitting on a chair in the corner of the room.
Am I on the right now?
Yeah.
There. Wait, I can be in both ears if I use my talkback mic.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it does work out. It is working.
Now I'm in both.
Well, it sounds
I'm
like,
using two mics at once.
but it sounds like it's like way over phase. It's like,
Yeah, probably because my talkback mic is this tiny little mic in my speaker controller thing.
would you guys rather? Would you have to hold that button down? Yeah, it's got hyperdimension on
Yeah,
it.
if I do that and then everything else goes quiet because my talkback mic.
All right. All right. I just want to read something to you because it's nice. This is from Spectrum. Just got to say, Matt Zoe, your BBC Radio 1 mix back in the day was on repeat for weeks.
Oh, thank you. I need to do another one of those.
Which
soon.
mix was it? Damn, I need to fucking listen to
The
it.
essential one? Essential mix?
Have
you not done an essential mix yet?
Nah, they don't fucking... The closest I ever got to doing something like that is I did a mix for Mr. Jam,
Oh yeah.
which he isn't with BBC anymore, but
They should be getting you to do an essential mix. By now.
I guess I'm not essential enough. What can I say?
You're more essential than me, Jake. You need to get.
I think I got. Man, I've been listening to, actually, like a lot of trance lately. Madison, made a playlist for me,
Oh, nice.
and I've been listening to it.
I'm sure it's got classics.
What's that?
I'm sure it's full of classics.
Yeah, but actually, like some of your shit's on there too.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, I knew some of it. I would never consider most of the shit you make trance, though, in my opinion.
I mean, a lot of it is. I'm not gonna lie.
When I listen to your stuff in context with trance, it's like, maybe it's because I know you, but I just like it more.
Thanks. It is just because you know me. But yeah, thank you.
But anyway, yeah.
Are we able to get sorry, what was his actual name?
Glork Glunk?
Look.
Yeah, I sent him a, or just Glork for short. I sent him a invite, so at some point he'll pop in.
I really want to see all the hidden features that we're missing. I like oversampling. Oversampling's good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that option in Faceplant, but I think it's oversampled automatically.
He would know. He's worked on all these synths, which is great. He was showing me stuff a couple weeks ago. In Faceplant. Yeah, to me, like with Vital, my thought process is the true value and character of the synth. It comes out with time, you know, and also like the way that because a big part of it is like the way that you use it, right? And how much room there is for that to take place. Like there's certain synths where there isn't a lot of space for you to like come up with your own way of doing things. There's a kind of like pretty rigid way of doing stuff in a lot of older synths. But yeah, I mean, like for example, inside Serum for a long time, the main reason why people wanted to use it is because with a flip of 3 or 4 buttons or knobs, you could get something that broadly sounded like dubstep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just throw a reverb filter on it, and it's like, oh shit, I need to buy this synth immediately. You know? Hey, I'm not gonna lie. There's certain flashy features like that that drew me to Massive back in the day. Scream filter. I remember working in the studio with Deadmau5 way back in the day, and he was like, "What would you do if you didn't have Scream filter?" I just said I would suck. I could see some of those features inside Vital straight away. You know, like some of these warp modes and all that kind of stuff. They seem really powerful in terms of like making an identifiable sound really quick. And then, like you said, some of those effects, reverb is smooth. It's got a sound. Distortion sounds a little trashy. I want to fuck around with that a little bit more. I like the unison. I like the control of the unison. Filters I need to explore more.
I'm confused what the difference is between this random modulator and these random modulators.
So all that stuff is all rolly stuff, isn't it? Or no?
No,
Oh, just pressure and slide is. Okay.
Yeah, just pressure and slide. Stereo is cool. This is a feature that other synths don't have, is that you can modulate things like oppositely to left and right channels.
So you got random 1 and random 2. Do you see that?
Yeah, so these, like, you can visually see what they're doing and stuff, but this one here seems to be separate from these two.
Ah. Does that dial in the amount of either of those, or just in general, like a global? I see it popping around. Huh.
If I adjust the speed of this or this, it doesn't adjust the speed. So this seems to be a completely other random thing, but it doesn't let me change how fast it is. I thought it was just like something that lets you create a random trigger, like if you, it's per note, but it seems to be just another random modulator.
Tucker Creeway, what's up, brother? Tucker's favorite thing is the stereo spread on the LFOs. That is cool. It's pretty unique as well. I don't think you can do that in either of the. I mean, you could do it, but you can't do it in the same kind of a way. And you can't do that in phase plant. I know that.
But yeah,
Spectrum. We did mess around with the LFOs on the back matrix. The LFO spread. Oh shit! Shout out Treasure Fingers. Hey, Treasure Fingers.
nice.
I bought one of your shirts. I
Oh,
bought one of
hey,
your
hey.
screen printed shirts. My man. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you look at your orders, but I bought one. The 404, Psycho 404. Shout out Quantum Logic. Hey, Remo. Sorry, just shouting out some of the people in the chat. I got a stuffy nose. I don't have corona. I got tested recently. I have allergies. Oh shit. It's invalid. All right, hold on a second. Glork's trying to get in here.
Yes, there's another filter in here. Good.
Give me 1 second, Glork. I'm on the way. It's turned into a party.
Oh, that's cool. If you hover over something, it sort of previews what it's doing.
Let's see if this works. Try this one, brother. This one might work. Maybe. Gotta make some room for Glork. This is actually calming me. I feel like I'm in the womb. I feel like I'm in some like android womb. I'm like almost about to fall asleep.
That is... How do I control the output gain? This.
Sounds like there's some serious OTT
Yeah.
expansion going on.
There we go. Ah, that's cool. You can automate that. Oh. I had to admit him that far.
Oh.
There you are.
Oh, there you are. There.
Boom.
Hello.
Hey.
Cool, and I hear you guys and everything, so that's
Turn this
working.
reverb down.
What the hell? There's two of me.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Oh wait, no, it's my fault. Sorry, hold on.
Okay.
What the hell did I do?
Because I managed to like break the audio on my browser,
Hold up.
just
Bye-bye.
setting it up.
Okay, you're live, Glork. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Hello.
Everyone demanded that you come in here. They're like, bring them on.
Yeah.
These fucking guys don't know what they're doing. Which is fine.
Yeah, and I don't know what you were doing because I managed to break my browser, like setting it up so that I could potentially share sounds with you. But now I can see, so.
Cool. Oh, you can see what's going on?
Yeah, I can see.
Oh, wicked.
Right.
So now you got Matt Zoe as your body. You are the brain.
Oh boy. And then you guys hear that, right?
Hear
that-
what? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So I could potentially make sounds. But yeah. So what was going on? Catch me up.
Matt had
Sorry,
some
I-
questions.
Like out.
I have
Okay,
a
cool.
question.
Yeah.
You see that random modulator next to stereo?
Yeah.
Is that different from the random 1 and random 2 modulators?
It sort of is, but you can actually do the same thing with the random 1 and random 2 modulators. It's just a note. It's like note on rand from Serum. That's
Okay.
what that one is.
Nice.
And the randoms you can set to sample and hold and turn the time to freeze.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. So it's just
Yeah,
like a
so-
single note trigger. Random.
Yeah, and it's polyphonic and stuff.
That's
It's really useful actually. And then there are also 4 of them. If you use them all, it'll
hold and then.
I don't actually know
What?
how you set it to freeze on the second setting. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think you can. You have to sync it.
Okay.
And then freeze from there.
I see.
That's weird. I've
Well-
actually never run into that.
There we go.
Yeah, so that should be doing the same thing.
Nice. So every time this triggers, let's, I don't know, put it on the mix of the reverb.
Ooh,
Oh, what?
this is wild. The reverb is monophonic, so that
Is
might
it?
be why. Yeah, like all the effects section is monophonic, but the like voice section, like all the filters and stuff there, that's all polyphonic.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, let me take off this. Nice. It's pretty quiet.
Oh
Pull
my
up the
God.
chat.
Sustain.
I was trying to make a title for you because you have a picture. Wait, can I add a photo? No.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really love the key track on the filters, especially with combs.
Yeah, I use that so
shout.
much.
What are some of your favorite features, Glork?
I really like all the spectral stuff, obviously, like that first knob, because I unlike Matt, I actually do like those kind of wavetabley sounds. I mean, it's fair because, like, you know, I made all the wavetables and stuff. or
Oh,
not all of them.
yeah,
not
Matt's
all
been
of them.
fucking
But
dissing me all day too. He said the text. He said the text to wavetable sounds like some shit that I would do in Serum because it sounded like
Oh my-
just overdriven and shitty.
yeah, it sounds kind of like, I don't know.
No, it's just a sound. It's a
Right.
sound. It's a sound, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the point is like everyone's got. I mean, actually, this is one of the things that I think this kind of process of going through all this stuff with your friends.
Mhm.
I mean, there's certain things about certain synths that different people like, you know?
Yeah.
And the workflow is
Absolutely.
one of those things. The sound of certain plugins. Like I saw some people saying they don't like the distortion inside Vital. Actually, I saw one of the first things that made me want to check it out is I saw Tizoki say he really likes the reverb and the distortion. And I love Tizoki's production. So I was like, fuck,
Mhm.
I need to check out Vital. If he likes it, I need to check it out, you know? But
Yeah.
different things about it, I like different things about it than other people do, you know?
Mhm.
Anyway, sorry. That's why I'm interested in what you like, because you worked on so much of this shit, you know?
I actually really like the mod remap and the matrix because like you can make sort of whole sequences with one LFO and then just scan through that, use the LFO to sort of scan through the sequence, or like make a drum in one LFO and you can just like extend the transient or fundamental or tail of the sound by just playing with the LFO shape instead of playing with like a million different envelopes and stuff like you would in most synths.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that,
that-
and I like the fact that you can just drag something over and it automatically previews what that modulator will do instead of having
yeah.
to attach it. And
You can
That's
actually
really
also scroll when you're doing that, and it'll change the modulation amount.
oh wow, so
And one other thing that I think is really neat that I don't see a lot of people talk about is like, you know, the like aux mod from Serum, like the auxiliary mod.
Mhm.
A lot of people think that that's not there, but actually you can just drag a mod circle onto another mod circle and it will do that. It'll set that up for you.
You can do that as well in
Like
Faceplant.
onto the actual little circle.
He'll make another tiny little circle.
Yeah.
There you go.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh wow.
But in Faceplant, you can't drag and drop it. I don't think you can do like another little tiny circle.
Yeah, you can. Well, you
But-
can make like a side chain. You can make like a
Mhm.
you could do that. You remember you could do the same kind of thing inside Massive too, back in the day.
Yeah. So you can do it manually in the Matrix, but it's also just really cheap and quick to just throw it on shit. I don't even know if it's gonna sound good on this patch or whatever, but
The only problem.
also it's doing a graphic glitch.
The only problem with those little, I always had a problem with those little tiny circles.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but I like that they're a little bit like just the teensiest bit bigger in Vital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
How
still
do you
it can
do
be
a fine movement? Do you hold down Shift
what?
to do like to attenuate that knob in a fine tune?
Oh, I don't actually.
Instead of coarse.
I think
tune?
I don't actually know. Let me try. I think it would be Shift, but
because I felt
no,
like
it looks like Shift's not doing anything.
try Alt.
I don't know if there is a way. There should be a way.
I
Oh, it
really
looks
wish
like-
there was a undo feature. And
Yeah, same.
oh, that's cool. You can have custom tuning as well. That's cool.
Yep.
Because that's what made those little tiny circles more manageable for me, is like being able to hold down a button and like fucking, or
I
instead
think
of
it might be if you hold Control, but it's weird because if you could, yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be that much finer though.
Well, I know he said.
Yeah, it's Control.
So
It's Control.
I know he said he's gonna roll out a whole bunch of
oh, I see. Yeah.
quality of life updates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that I like about the like spectral stuff is that it's kind of
It's
like
command on
in
Mac.
Serum.
Thanks, Tucker.
Oh yeah.
Tucker.
Oops. In like Serum or Faceplant, whenever you have a wavetable and you really like the way that it sounds, but you kind of want it to just be like sort of different articulation, it's kind of hard to get that. But since these just sort of move around the spectrum or like mess with the spectrum, it's a little bit easier to get something that sounds more like your original wavetable but has a slightly different movement.
Just playing around with the sample part of it now.
Grinder.
I haven't checked out yet.
It's got the Grinder app inside of it.
Well, it has an
case
E
you
in
get
it.
lonely
Grinder.
while you're making synth noises. Are they gonna add dating apps inside Ableton? Ableton 11.5.
I think stories are the priority probably, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that's cool. So it starts at a random position.
Hmm.
What does this one underneath that do?
That makes it go back and forth.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
The
Yeah, it would be cool if there was room on the UI to like set the start and end points.
I think that there might, like, I could see him doing something like with the LFO phase, like where there's a little, like, little thing at the bottom of it where you can sort of move the phase. Like, it's that little slider, like right at the bottom of the LFO shape. That thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I think you could add something like that maybe. That would probably make sense and work in the UI.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do for that. As far as
because then you
could
could
the start time.
Yeah, I mean, then you could have like a loop that like gets shorter and shorter until it becomes like another oscillator.
You can
Something
kind
like
of
that.
you can do stuff like that with certain ones of the LFO modes.
Oh yeah.
There's like and on where it says trigger, there's like sustain, envelope, and loop point and loop hold.
Okay.
And that makes like a loop where that little. I'm pointing at my screen right now. Oh my god, the little phase thing is. But yeah, it turns it from a phase thing into like a loop point, essentially.
So set start point here.
Or it's like move the phase thing around and then play with it assigned to something. I don't know what.
Okay. Which one is this? Let me initialize the patch and make something more apparent. The level.
Yeah, it sounds best on like stuff you can do audio rate mod with, like, and technically not every parameter is like optimized for the audio rate mod, but sometimes it'll make like great kind of shitty stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
But like all the same stuff you can do in Faceplant, like you can do audio rate mod to phase, filter, distortion drive, stuff like that at audio rate. And also level, of course, if you want to do like RM from whatever.
Let's add my sample library. Too many files, damn it. Let's add a more specific library.
I think that's why they like Faceplant had all those issues at the launch with like the browser like just crashing people's synths or DAWs or whatever. I think somebody actually had their whole computer crash because they added like all of their samples to Faceplant.
Oh shit.
Okay.
You're cheating. You're supposed to make that clap out of
Oh my
fucking...
god.
So is there no way I can adjust the start?
You can't do that really at all. It's kind of lame. It's definitely like one of the worst parts about the sample oscillator is that there's like really no way to do like cool looping shit like that.
Yeah. Well, it's not a massive deal. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not what the synth is for, really.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So it makes sense. But yeah. I think you did a really great job, honestly, on oscillators and also the reverb is overpoweredly good.
Yeah.
Seems like you
Have you
did go through a lot of trouble to make that a good algorithm, which I appreciate.
I know Jake was saying that he really likes the unison earlier, and have you played with the little like the thing in the middle of the unison where you can like adjust the detune power?
Oh yeah.
It sounds really cool for doing like those pew pew-y things with
Can you map that? Can you map an LFO to it to modulate it? Or
I think you probably could, yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it.
Neural funk, bro.
In
Yeah, you
Serum, in Serum, that's like
Yeah.
3 different settings, like super, exponential, and whatever, and you can fade between them in here.
Multiplayer synths.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, Synthcraft. Synthcraft Dungeons.
I like this phase disperse thing.
Yeah.
You get like enchanted oscillators.
Oh my god. What would be the most enchanted oscillator in any synth?
An enchanted oscillator?
Time skew. So time skew. Sorry to interrupt the enchanted oscillators thing, but time skew actually scans through the wavetable at a different rate for each harmonic. So it doesn't really work unless you have like a wavetable with movement or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's make a wavetable then. Hold on. It's very quick.
It sounds really cool on things with like detune and stuff.
Actually,
it kind of like gets crazy and squishy.
Just put one at the end. There. Now. Let me turn the off.
It does kind of sound like a monk preset alchemy.
That does, yeah.
Wow.
Gregorian monk.
Oh. Very monkey now.
Let's put a random on the filter. Yeah, it's hard to get used to that. Moving it down increases the amount, like the
speed.
Yeah, the speed thing is hard to get used to, but it makes sense. That the higher
It's a little
the
bit
speed,
weird, yeah.
longer it would take. Yeah, but it logically makes sense.
There's someone's asking if there's no makeup gain for the compressor. I think the like 3 knobs are just the output after for each band.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a while.
It's not like a global. It's not like a global makeup gain, but
yeah, these will
If
Those
you're
will
in
kinda do
single
it.
band, then yeah, this is like the makeup gain, I'm guessing.
I also had, I don't know that it got released, but while you're on this effects page, I have a Vital Effects, which I don't know if that's available
Yeah.
to anybody.
It's not actually. He's working on making it like kind of different than it was before, because before it was a lot like Serum Effects, in that it was basically just the effects section. But he wants to do something where it's like it feels kind of like a dedicated plugin of its own more. Which
That's
I'm
cool.
hoping means that we'll get to use like audio input for audio rate modulation. That would be really sick.
It'd be cool if you set it up the same way that like Snap Heap is in Faceplant, where you can
Oh yeah,
like,
that would also be really cool.
create like multi-band racks. That would be fucking awesome with unlimited plugins, right?
That's almost like a comb. It's weird.
Yeah, when you modulate the downsample, it kind of has the same effect as a comb, because like
I guess
downsampling
you're right.
creates a weird notch kind of filter in like the high end.
It's cool. It's like I can't help but feel like the more that I play around with this, it's like here's another way to do a bunch of stuff you can already do, right?
Yeah. And as far as the spectral stuff, there's not really much out there that does that, I don't think.
That's cool.
Like Europa is kind of similar, but you can only use one custom wavetable at a time, and a bunch of other like weird stuff. It also kind of just sounds a little, I don't know, grainy or something, in my opinion.
One of the things that I thought was like from really digging into Faceplant that I wish more synths did is have all those eccentric plugins like Disperser, for example. And
yeah, definitely.
like, I mean, I
I
know
think
that
the eccentric stuff is all in the oscillator here, pretty much.
Yeah. I guess that's what it comes down to, is it's like, for me, the way that I go about making sounds is all about like building racks of effects, and then the difference between using one synth like Serum and Faceplant, at the end of the day, for me, it's just like, okay, the process itself is different just from like a aesthetic perspective, and then there's like a little bit of different spices you got on the spice rack, and then most of the like magic comes from resampling and doing shit outside the synth, and like one of the things that Alchemy mentioned in the chat earlier was that one of the reasons he got frustrated with Faceplant was because he had a harder time programming like the articulation of sounds, if I got what he said properly. So there was maybe like an advantage for him personally using Serum because he just felt more comfortable articulating inside that synth. But man, like, so one of the biggest things for me when I look at a synth now is it's just like, are things like that, like the workflow and how I can create signal chains inside the synth itself. And I don't know, it's still like, to me, it's like Faceplant. I saw someone saying that this is like Faceplant, and I was like, man, this is not like Faceplant. You know what I mean? This synth doesn't remind me of Faceplant at all.
I agree.
Actually,
It's really not. It's like two things. It's the audio rate modulation and the little circles, the mod circles. And other than that, it's pretty much a totally different kind of synth.
Yeah.
It doesn't remind me of Faceplant that much. Yeah, except for the modulation style, but yeah, it's a great free alternative to Serum. and in many ways better than Serum, I think.
Yeah. I know a lot of people really love the way that Serum's like oscillators can actually be kind of messy, like if you OTT them a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
And Vital is actually a lot cleaner. So for some people that's gonna be awesome. I like it better clean, but
Are you
some
talking about
people
like if
really
you stack like a
abuse
bunch
those
of
artifacts.
OTTs after it?
yeah.
And
Exactly.
does a bunch of weird shit.
Or
what?
like
I like that,
you...
but that's actually a sound now.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like I can hear when somebody's doing that now.
Yeah, it's totally the like standard for a lot of gravels, and I kind of don't dig that, but it's definitely a sound, and I understand why people like it.
It was doing some
It
weird
sounds really
shit though
fucked up
to
and
Matt
nice.
earlier, wasn't it? That OTT was doing something weird. It was like hissing.
Well, only because I had the reverb and delay all the way up.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do that then. Yeah. Yeah, there was some cool shit about Serum, and also even Ableton plugins. It's like if you go over three OTTs, they like break and do weird shit.
The frequency shifter, for example. The
Yeah,
frequency
yeah.
shifter sounds so artifacty.
Yeah. But that's like built into people's I remember like Valentin came over a long time ago and was showing me all the things he discovered with Ableton, like stacking OTTs. He's like, once you go past like 4, they have like little leaks in them, and they like you can exploit that texture, you know?
Yeah. I like the way that sounds sometimes, but yeah, it's usually in like, I like the way that like Little Snake does it, where it's just like absolute nonsense from so many OTTs. It gets really kind of out of control and crazy. Oh.
I love how extreme the feedback on this goes. It's almost self-oscillating.
I think it just goes to like 100%.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just gonna go forever now.
Yep. There might be like a teeny bit of filter clamping, but I think that even there's less than Serum on the ones that aren't supposed to have filter clamping, which is weird. Even though all of the combs have like really nice filter clamping in Vital. That's one thing that I really like about them too. Like the one that you're on is like a band pass that you can control the width in the feedback, and when you turn the width way down, it kind of gets atonal and weird, like kind of metallic-y. Yeah.
So the width determines like how far apart the like partials are, or
no, it's the width
just...
of the band pass in the feedback.
Okay.
Like every tap of the comb, it gets filtered through a band pass. Actually, wait. I think this might actually just be a straight up band pass. The flange ones are in the feedback, I think.
Just sounds like the new rhythm sound coming through.
Yeah, kind of. Let me see if I can find something. No, I do. I do think so.
Get fucking abused.
Let me see if I can find.
Sounds like a didgeridoo a little bit. That's got full rhythm potential. Anything that sounds like a vibrating pole.
There we go. There's your rhythm track. Just
Sounds
need
like
more
Corpus.
OTT. Fact. Let's add an OTT-like effect.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Matt's a far left radical.
And then you can control the cutoff of the bandpass filter with that thing that says cut there too.
Oh yeah.
And that's sort of
so let's
I have a few sounds.
another LFO and then have this be Yeah. Sync. That's what I want.
Whoa, that's getting wild
Yeah.
and out of control in a cool way.
Oh. Whoa.
That's cool. So I've got random LFOs going to... Where are they going? To the filter. That sounds pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Matan, Tifa. Matan,
Huh?
Tifa.
I'm gonna have to record this.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Here, sorry. Gotta...
That is a wild recording setup.
So
Yo,
cool.
the stab sounds
The band
really cool.
spread,
Yeah.
Like
it's
the
a bit
really-
of a weird comb because it's got like the positive and negative resonance both in the same filter. Like the
Yeah,
top of it
that's-
is the is positive, bottom is negative.
Well, that's cool because, yeah, then you can modulate between them.
Yeah, I love it.
Like that.
Damn. There you go.
Yeah, I could do this all day. Is there a way I can change the amount of poles in this phaser?
Yeah, that little thing at the top, the little slider.
Oh, yeah.
Same as the
Cool. Oh,
filter.
and you
It
can
basically
morph
is the
between them.
phaser filter.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So how do you feel about the filters now, Matt?
Well, whatever it's doing is sounding fucking sick, so...
Yeah. One that I think is like really underused is or not talked about enough is the ladder notch spread one. It's like it morphs from a bandpass to a notch,
Oh,
but there's
guys,
this really
You guys gotta
weird
be careful now because Matt's in here.
there's this really
The
weird
creator of the
like
synth.
shape in the middle.
He's
Oh,
hanging
hey.
out, watching you. Better talk
What's up?
nicely about this. Matt Tytel's in there. Be careful. Thank you for joining us. Say whatever you want.
Yeah. I think
I mean,
he
the
wants
synth's
to
saying it
hear.
all. It's dope. It's making great sounds.
It's the notch spread is the one that I think is crazy, but still they're all good.
Oh, yeah.
It goes way too far with the resonance in a kind of cool way sometimes. But I think for what you were doing, the comb filter is probably going to be crazier.
Yeah.
Still.
I was liking, what was it? Yeah, let's try a comb filter. It's not without the OTT.
It's got a cool texture to it.
I haven't done any modulation of that.
Ooh, I actually really like the way that it muted there. Sounded
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah, it's nice how it gets little unexpected results, especially from the envelope not like finishing its cycle.
Someone's in the chat talking about adding a sub, and I don't think you need to add a sub, but I do think it's neat that you can direct out any of the oscillators.
How do you do
so
that?
You can, on if you turn it on, or actually you could just do it on the one you have. But with
on this.
filter, where it says filter 2 down there, like under level and pan,
Okay,
you can set it direct out or straight to the effects and skip the filters or something.
That's cool. Okay, that's useful. So let's have this as the sub. Basic shapes. There we go.
One thing I really like is actually the spectral modes on like a sub sound kind of interesting because they don't move phases, or at least most of them don't. And you can kind of like, if you have a sound that gets like too scooped in the mids, you can have the sub sort of move up into there and still kind of keep that subby tone. Whereas within like Serum or Faceplant, if you try to do that, you have to kind of end up FMing it or distorting it, and that might just sound blown out.
Right. This is sounding pretty nuts without any real effects on it.
Yeah, that sounds really kind of deep and gritty, just without anything.
Matt, you should try. You should try dragging the distortion after some of that stuff.
Ooh.
Let's try.
Alchemy, I was just saying that like you can kind of bring the sub in to fill out the mids if you cut them out too much with the spectral modes, and it's harder to do that in Faceplant or not in Serum without blowing out the sound. But yeah,
Also,
it doesn't really
Matt-
work if you have a plain sine. Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, Quantum Logic said you should bring Matt on here. If Matt wants to come up here, he can. You want to talk?
You should.
I'll send you a Zoom invite. I didn't expect it to turn into this. There's just gonna be me and Matt fucking around, and then Glork came in, and now,
Yeah.
if you want to come up,
It'll be
and some
fun.
shit, or give us some tips. You don't have to be on voice chat if you don't want. I'm just watching.
Sorry, I keep making noises while you're trying to talk.
This is what me and Matt
I
do.
can put a mute after my.
But typically we do it in the same room. But since coronavirus happened, can't do it as much.
Oh, that's not working. Yeah. Oh, I can't. Damn it. Well, I guess that's enough.
But that's one of the great things about the streaming, how many people have gotten into the streaming thing. It's something that producers probably should have been doing a lot more. Some of them were. But now it's like you can hang out and do this kind of a thing and invite friends that you might only know from interactions on Twitter or, you know, that now they can come and hang. I think that's fucking incredible. Though there's not a lot of great things have come from the pandemic, but that's definitely one of them, right?
Mm-hmm. I really like the online festivals personally. I don't know. I know that you guys probably love actually performing, but I never really got into it, and I also kind of don't like getting really sweaty. So
Matt, tell us about your thing you got going right
yeah,
now.
I'm with you there, man. I've been doing Minecraft events. Got one this weekend actually. Come check it out.
But you're doing a full tour for your album
actually.
Yeah.
in Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
full
insane.
full MIDI time coded tour. So
I definitely have to check one of your Minecraft festivals. I don't think I even have Minecraft installed right now, but it sounds really cool, and I love Minecraft.
If you like virtual events, then yeah, I mean,
We'll post
we try and make it as interactive as possible.
We'll post a
Take
link
playable.
to Matt's stuff on Discord. So people are asking about it.
Yeah.
I don't need to be booked.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Neon Stars. But thank you.
There was another question too about the differences between the tiers on Tidal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What are the other tiers? I just have the free version, but it seems like you can do most things.
Or Vital.
You can do almost everything. You're limited in the number of text to wavetable uses per day because he has to use an external service to do it, which costs him money.
Yeah.
But you can do like everything. It's actually like in the synth that doesn't cost him money to do is free. You just get more presets and wavetables in the paid versions.
So how many text to wavetable?
I think it's 5 a day.
5 a day. Okay.
So here you go.
Nice.
You
Yeah, I
got-
was wondering
I
what.
got it pulled up
algorithm-
on screen right now. You guys go check it out. Vital Audio. And none of us are being like, we just did this. Me and Matt were just talking. I'm not trying to sell this fucking synth to anybody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here's the information, and I think it's actually pretty remarkable that you get essentially the entire synth for free. And the things you're paying for are store credit. If you get a subscription, you get store credit. There's subscriber-only packs, which, you know, shout out Faceplant. They also are doing the same thing. And I made one pack for them. Also not being paid to try to promote their shit either, but I mean, here's the thing: being a producer in fucking 2020 ain't so bad, man. Holy shit! There's a lot of resources that are free. It looks like what you're paying for here, obviously, is to help Matt out because he's probably spending his entire fucking life at this point making this synth. $25 is what do we got for $80 a year, or is it a month?
No, $80 is just forever.
Oh, forever. This is the pro.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be going.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is really, really great value for sure.
Damn.
It's kind of changing the whole like dynamic of how people are going to price things in the future, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
That idea of
it's
like, I mean, I'm like conflicted about subscription models. I fucking hate. Like just today, I actually had to pay to upgrade storage on my phone because it's like, you want to lose all the photos of your children, your son?
what the
Give
hell?
me an extra
That's how
$6.99
they
a month.
got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you still keep all the presets in Vital when you go off the subscription.
Yeah. But everything's a subscription now. You know, it's gonna be like, it's just something about that you know, it's that's part of the reason why I don't create a subscription for this channel. There's a lot of people. I mean, people subscribe. There's no actual benefit to it other than what I've been doing is I don't spend any of that money on anything other than You know, we got a Dropbox account for Discord. Like, I kind of try to use the money for things that are about the stream, you know?
Yeah.
But not make it so you have to pay to hang out in a stream. I don't know. It's weird to me. There's a lot of producers that do that. I'm not trying to hate on them for that. But it's just like, I don't know. I think we're all trying to figure out what the new model is of doing business.
Yeah.
And it ain't doing that. It's not paying to hang out on stream. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out what it is. And to me, it's like hanging out with interesting people. It's a fucking privilege, you know, that I think a lot of other people, I wish I was able to do this kind of shit when I was a kid. Like, just jump on stream and hear some people that made the records I was listening to talk. You realize it's like anybody can do it, right? Everyone should try doing it if you're interested in music.
Yeah, it was really insane for me when I first discovered it, which I think was like 2015 or something. I think the first producer that I saw on stream was Xylent. But yeah, that was really fun, and it was a totally different era than like a lot of streams that are happening now.
Now it's
because it was like Xylent and Culprit were like the only people doing it.
Yeah.
And like Protostar. And there was pretty much like nowhere else you could find. But now most people have like done at least one random stream where they make music at some point somewhere. It feels like.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a weird curve into where we're at now, because the culture for me starting out was like, you came up with your style and you shared it with nobody. You know what I'm saying? It was like a wizard with his fucking magic tricks. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a little unspoken rule. Like, you don't fucking look behind the curtain, you know? Now it's so much different. Don't you think? Now it's about like, I just feel like it's about sharing information and kind of like that.
It's about like enabling people to make stuff that they want to make through sharing what you can.
Yeah, I think there's producers that do that kind of a thing. I also kind of feel like it's cringy to a certain degree with celebrities. They're trying to keep this mystique about them, that they're so cool and untouchable. I'm like,
I always kind of felt that way about like the production secrets thing, but that's just me.
Well, it's like if you're trying to act that way, and I listen to your music and I can tell you're using some shit it's obvious what you're using. You know what I mean? It's like, that kind of used to work back in the day. Like when I listened to like Justice Cross album, I was like, how the fuck are these guys making this shit? And I went and looked them up, and I was like, damn, there's no pictures of these guys. I don't even know what they look like, you know? Then finally I saw a picture of a video, and it's just two French guys smoking cigarettes, you know? And I was like, damn, these motherfuckers have some access to some cool ass shit that I'm never gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're almost like demigods. I feel like now it's like, how cool you can't act that cool when you got like, so, I mean, people just know what you're doing. It's not that cool. You know what I'm saying? Like the cool shit is like, if you're really on the edge of what's cool, it's like, there's a lot of community around trying to figure, like the shit we've been trying to figure out lately with Zach, kind of spearheading it in Discord. It's like, he's been getting this Python code running to run the OpenAI jukebox stuff. And to me, that's like, that gives me that same feeling of mystery that I once had with electronic music when I was just a kid, you know, and like started DJing, and I was like, damn, what the fuck is this whole world of dance music, you know? Now I feel like that next frontier, that actually Matt, Zoe, we were talking about this shit before we started streaming. Like, I'm really excited about all the stuff that you're doing in Max for Live, because I feel like that's where the frontier is, like this kind of a thing too, like people making new tools that are fucking. How did you How did you get this?
Max for Live allows idiots like me to be able to do stuff, but like I was gonna ask, how did you get into like programming VSTs, and where did you start, and how does one start?
You talking to Glork?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't program anything. I just worked. I worked a lot with Matt on the like features and stuff, but yeah, he's the one you want to ask.
Yeah, so Matt,
I just worked on a lot of factory content, and
but don't sell yourself short, man.
With
like
some
Glork,
ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure you did a lot more.
I feel like I was gonna say the amount of insight that you have is you know, I mean, it's fucking great talking to you, man, because, and man, that's like usually I talk to Matt about this kind of shit. For me, it's like I just intuitively figure stuff out, and then, you know, once it starts getting into the painstaking space, it's like, okay, that's like a conversation I need to have with somebody, you know. But it's clear that you understand a lot about how, and you're also fascinated about how all this stuff works.
Yeah,
Both of you guys.
I'm so excited about it. Like, I think I actually sort of came up with the, like, not completely, came up with the idea for time skew and harmonic stretch. Those two, like, wavetable modes, but they were all also sort of based on other things. Like Gladiator has something that's kind of like time skew, except you can't use custom wavetables on it, and you can't like update it live. You have to just skew it, then play through the waveform at any static position. So Matt kind of went way further with it. It did something super insane with it.
That's awesome.
And then the same with harmonic stretch. It's like in Harmor, you can do this thing where you sort of spread the harmonics out till you get like square harmonics, or go further and then get really thin kind of screechy sounds. And what this does is it does that, but it keeps it tonal. The harmonic stretch. And so that's why it won't work on a sine wave, just in case you ever try that. Because it's just stretching the harmonics about further from each other. And if you set it to like 62.5%, I think, it'll actually squarify sort of your wavetable. Like it'll take all the even harmonics out, but not actually remove them. It just sort of stretches them to be in a squarey position. I don't know.
Around that, it sort of creates like a bipolar version of your waveform.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. The only other synth I think is like has similar functions to that is Razor.
Yeah.
It's like harmonic stretching.
I think inharmonic stretch is almost the exact same thing as dissonant sync from Razor, except for you can use it on any wavetable instead of just a saw, and it's also bipolar.
Nice. That sounds like the name of like a rhythm DJ, Dissonant Sync.
Yeah.
Definitely like a song.
But yeah, it is a lot like Razor in a lot of ways.
I like that because Razor is very limited.
I like a lot of those sounds too. That's part of the reason why I installed FL. Did you know you could run FL Studio inside Ableton, Matt? Or either of you guys?
I know I could like rewire it, but what do you like actually run it as a VST?
You can run it as a VST almost. It's like loads up the same way that Reason does.
I've been using Edison in Ableton for a while.
Yeah,
but I didn't know you
I love Edison
That's
so
what Glorp
much.
was using last time we were hanging on stream.
Nice.
But yeah, the reason why I installed FL was because I wanted specifically to use Harmor to make some of those kinds of sounds.
I've got Harmor.
They have that
you
weird.
Can definitely. Wait,
yeah, you can use it as a standalone plugin on PC.
Yeah.
You can't on Mac.
Yeah, you can use almost all the image line stuff.
I really want the granulator as a VST.
Yeah.
I use
I
that.
don't think that they're gonna do that though.
Last week. Granulator 2?
I missed FL's granulator.
The FL1.
Yeah, the FL, like a sampler, but it's granular.
Have you used Granulator 2?
It's a little bit simpler than granular.
Yeah.
They make a Max for Live granulator. Have you used that one?
Yeah, that one's cool, but I don't know. The FL one has a sound.
Okay.
It's also just like it's so straight to the point. The FL1.
That's a question for you guys. How come there's not like? Remember, did you guys ever use Maelstrom back in the day? The Reason synth.
I've only used it recently.
I wish that granular synths would be more of a thing, you know. Versus
you can actually in the Bitwig sampler, you can actually do a sort of similar thing to Maelstrom. I think it works like the same.
It was like a grain. It's like
on the cycles
like
mode.
Grain table synth.
Yeah, and at first the Bitwig devs were like, yeah, our answer to wavetable synthesis is the cycles mode, and it sounds much more like Maelstrom than Serum or whatever. But it's a kind of cool sound to itself, and you could use any file in it, obviously, because it's a sampler, which is
Man,
neat.
I don't know what's going on inside Maelstrom, but I used it recently, and that synth sounds great. It sounds awesome. Like just
an
even
old
like the
one as well.
regular square and saw and stuff. It's like there's something going on there. I don't know if it's like psychological and it's like nostalgia or something, but I was just listening to a lot of those grain tables in there and some of the waveforms, and they sound so good to me. I don't know if you guys have
think-
played with it recently.
A lot
haven't
of those
played with it
old
in a long
synths
time.
sound better sometimes because they don't have anti-aliasing and like they're a little bit cheap around the edges, which gives them a certain edge sometimes.
But that could be.
I noticed that did you download those Korg synths, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Those ones are funny, man. I'm using them a lot. They're fun to use. Some of them sound like shit.
It brings me
though.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are some of the, like when I first pirated VSTs, I got what's it called? Wave Station, yeah, and the MS-20 and the Poly 6 thing. And I love that they haven't updated them too much.
Yeah, I downloaded Poly 6. I got the whole bundle. The Poly 6
Oh, yeah.
sounds good. It sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they updated like the analog emulations, but the
Pigments.
the vector synthesis ones are just so shitty and 80s sounding.
So
It's great.
that's an Arturia synth, right? Pigments. I downloaded that. What's it called? The old Fairlight emulator. Have you played around with that?
Or monopoly. I mean,
It's like it's called like CM, or what's it called? CM something.
I played with that, and I really loved the way that it sounded, actually.
Yeah, it sounds weird. It's cool. So all these there's all these other synths, and I'm like fucking around with like Wave Station, M1. I had like more fun playing around with like those than like a lot of other synths in a long time, just because they're fun. They're funny too. They're like
yeah.
comical, like the flute ones.
Yeah, you can't get those sounds out of modern synths. It's just
I was making like
not shitty enough.
yeah, I was making like nature soundtrack music, like you know what I'm talking about, like spa music. It's great. Little chimes, little twinkly noises.
Yeah.
They're
Just
super
that
corny.
everything sounds sort of general MIDI sounding.
Yeah, they sound corny in a way that's like makes me happy.
Yeah.
I feel like there's gotta be like some revolution eventually where we could make things sound that like corny and terrible in a synth that actually sounds nice.
I
So you
remember
can sort of like fade between those two.
I almost kind of
like,
feel like that some of the, you know, the seriousness of sound design, it can actually like impede, like, you know, just I mean, especially when you're making dance music. I hear a lot of stuff and people are like, damn, this guy's the future. And I listen to their music and it's like neurofunk in your face, like cyberfunk fucking. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I hear someone else make some shit that's just fun and it's stupid. I'm like, man, I prefer that. I would rather listen to that kind of shit, especially at a dance club. Like, I'm like thinking about what happens when pandemic ends. Do I really want to sit in a club and listen to like fucking dystopian, dark, fucking shit? No, I don't think so, man. I feel like the vibe for me is gonna be a little different. I'm gonna be like bust out some fucking Korg M1, like piano, fucking dan 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 dan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. I feel like I'm done with dystopian for the rest of my fucking life now. I don't want to hear this shit anymore. I know what a shitty future looks like now. I'm living in it. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna get worse. Like, I mean, imagine if they're like I'm thinking about the Titanic when it was sinking. Remember? Like, I feel like they were playing happy music. They're just like, "Don't worry, guys. Like, things are gonna be all right." That should be
Jake,
our
we
cue.
we have an album
like,
full of
they
dystopian
weren't playing
dark
like a
music.
funeral
What are we
dirge.
gonna
You know what I'm saying? What'd you say?
We have an album full of dark dystopian music. We're gonna have to throw away now.
Oh, me and you?
Yeah.
No, but I feel like it's tongue in cheek. There's a lot of tongue in cheek,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
God,
I think
it's always
that-
hard.
I think that's kind of what I want to hear is like tongue in cheek dystopia, like that like it's dystopian, but it's also just like, well, guess I don't know, guess like my cyber brain is being hacked. I'll just have a party.
I just
Something
yeah,
like
I,
that.
I guarantee I know why I'm doing this, and it's because I'm fucking getting old. This is why I'm acting the way that I am right now, because all this shit's just old to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many more songs do we need about this? Like, let's take acid, dun dun dun, acid, dun. Dun. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make more songs about acid. You know what I'm saying? I feel like half these motherfuckers never even took acid before. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear any more songs about that. I don't think the greatest songs of acid have been written. You know what I'm saying? It's like people's whole entire identity is around acid. I'm like, also acid's not even that great. Make a song about take mushrooms first off. You know what I'm saying? Acid sucks, from my experience personally. I don't know. Maybe
agree.
again, I think I'm just getting old. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with like cyberpunk dystopia. It's like flip it a different way. That's like that new game 2077 Cyberpunk. Fucking forget it. I don't even want anything to do with that game anymore. It seems like it started off ambitious, but now I'm just gonna play like basically a adventure action game. It's not a role playing game. It's not taking Cyberpunk anywhere that
Not too pumped about
hasn't
that
been
one.
taken. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame because there's a lot of room there to play around with some of those themes and go places that haven't been gone yet. So that's what I'm saying. Make a dystopian record that's fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about that? That would be amazing. I mean, has anyone done that? Made a fun.
There's got to be something like that. I mean, it's like if you listen to like the lyrics and the track titles on From Rotting Fantasylands by Nero's Day at Disneyland. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but
No.
it's like a very, very silly sounding, like glitchy album, but like it's all about like being miserable and hating money and stuff. And you can't even tell because she's just screaming the whole time. The lyrics aren't obvious. Of course, there's like track titles like Plumes of ATM Sinew, but it sounds silly and fun.
Yeah.
So I recommend that album.
We and Matt
it's a
tried
bit
to do
old,
that.
though.
We'll do the full breakdown someday when the record actually comes out. But I feel like we made a lot of songs that were kind of like inside joke.
Yeah, if Blade Runner was like a spoof.
And also just kind of like, yeah, just feels like we're already living in the Black Mirror. Like,
Yeah.
if you look around, it's like, I mean, that's how I always felt watching that show Black Mirror, is I was like, the genius of this show is that if you just take away the one little like science fiction-y piece, it's actually like what we're doing right now, you know?
Yeah.
But someone said, shame you're creating an opinion on something that hasn't even come out yet. I'm just curious what that was about. Was that about like Cyberpunk 2077?
Probably was, yeah. I'm not.
That one sure. I made a
I'm not
tweet
too
about
excited about it, but it could be good, I guess. Everything seems to be leading me to think that it's like another AAA sci-fi open world game.
It's just
that
I was
we've
talking.
seen.
So I went on a hike yesterday. And we were talking about this, and I was just saying that, it's a really hard situation that all of us will end up in at some point if you're putting stuff out. And like Matt, I'm sure you can relate putting your album out, right? And I can relate with a lot of things I'm working on about when to pull the trigger, how long to create a window to talk about something. So you're like, okay, I'm going to put this album out. How should I do it? Should I announce the announcement of the album, then announce the announcement of the announcement, drag it out as long as I can? Should I put singles out? Should I put, there's 12 months in a year, there's 12 songs on my album. Should I put one song out each month? Then by, you know,
Oh my God.
I mean, how do you do it? You know, how do you keep people excited and engaged with your idea? And then already that's a problem, right? But then what if something goes wrong in the middle of you executing your idea? Like, I don't know. It seems like with Cyberpunk, things just started not working. You know what I'm saying? Or they weren't hitting deadlines or whatever it might be. So now all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. All right, guys. It's like me when I put up that thing. Like we were trying to fix Matt's mic, and I put this thing up. Kind of be like, all right, guys, focus on this for a minute while we figure out what the fuck went wrong back here. Well, Cyberpunk's been doing the same type of shit. They're like putting out fucking music videos. I'm like, why the fuck are you putting out a music video for the fucking video game? You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like you're trying to play some kind of like game, like a Jedi mind trick, like 3-card Monty. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to distract my ass so you can get the money out of my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Before I cancel my fucking pre-order. That's what it looks like to me.
They're also even saying that, you know, you can't, like, some people are going to be getting it early, but you can't stream it till it comes out.
Yeah.
Which that's a red flag for me.
Huge red flag. Huge red flag. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I invited you guys over to listen to my album, I'll be like, listen, just don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody you listen to this yet. It's like, let me fix the things first that we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh yeah, so I heard you went and hung out and listened to Jake's record. How's it sound? It's like, he told me I couldn't tell you. You'd be like, why? What the fuck? I can't tell you why. It's like, all right, something must be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is the problem that even as a musician you have once you start announcing that you're going to do something. So my theory is that you should just never say you're making an album or that you're about to release an album until you fucking like have the release date and have everything ready, and then you can start talking about it. Until then, nothing is in stone. Yeah, I feel like they made that mistake. They probably started talking about it as soon as they started developing it.
Well, they also started to
be the best game ever.
They also started to do weird flexing too, where they're like, you can customize your genitalia, which is,
and then apparently there's not much even of that.
But it's like, why even say that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe it's a integral part of the game.
But to me, it's like, well, what ended up happening is that I think it was a way for them to be like, all right, there's going to be that level of customization. Like, this is going to be that deep of a role-playing game where you can like customize all these different things.
Apparently, there's like 2 vaginas and 2 penises or something like that. Like, not
bizarre.
anything particularly exciting.
That's also just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. To me, I'd be like, whatever. I mean, I don't know why anyone would hire me to be their product manager or something. But I'd just be like, yo, you're fucking fired, man. Just get the fuck out of here. You're done.
What is it that people
You're in my office now. Fired. You're fucking out of here. And if it was me that made that call, I'd fire myself. I'd be like, fucking, I don't deserve.
But why are people excited about the game? I'm curious. What about it is making people so anxious?
Because they made a very great game called Witcher 3.
It's fucking amazing. So they have, all right.
It's great.
It also seems to sort of be like Cyberpunk GTA, which is, I don't know, something.
And it was supposed to, it claimed to be like this like AAA open world, like incredible game that also studied a concept that a lot of open world games don't, which is the Cyberpunk scenario, right?
It's weird that that isn't an explored concept considering how prevalent it is.
I want Wizard GTA. That's what I want. But I want them to just put it out. I want them to just put it out randomly without any build up.
There's a lot of games that try to copy what they think. I think it's the same thing with music. You know, it's like they think they know what people want. But time and time again, man, it's like the artists and the games that really do the best, they have like a weird eccentric auteur behind them that has a vision. You know what I'm saying? And they are very uncompromising about it. And that's the problem with that everybody's starting to catch. Not everybody, but a lot of people are starting to catch with 2077 is that the vision has been compromised and it continues to be compromised. And they took an idea that was really ambitious and they start whittling it away. And we've all done this with songs where we're like, maybe people won't get this. Or maybe it'd be better if I, flip the arrangement around to where it gets to the good part first, Maybe I should break this into 2 songs. Maybe there should be 2 songs. Imagine if Pink Floyd did that. Imagine if fucking David Bowie did that, you know? Imagine if Tom York did that. Imagine if Tom York was like, fuck, I just need to write Creep again, over and over again. Karma, please. What the fuck, right?
Oh my
Like,
god, please.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why games are good is because there's a fucking weirdo behind it. That he gets in fights with CEOs. He gets people almost fire him from the fucking company because he's got an idea that is fucking weird. And people are like, I don't get this. This isn't even what reflects what people want. And he's like, now you have to understand this has to exist. And like,
I feel like the
compulsed.
best games are made by like 6 people. Like Shadow of the Colossus is a good example. It was like one guy and a team of maybe 5 or 6 people, I think.
So somebody brought up, okay.
like-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat.
No, that was the end.
What did you say? I missed you. What you said?
Yeah, I tend to like small like indie teams better. As far as games I get into.
This guy's saying Cyberpunk has Mike Pondsmith. Maybe here's a difference. Remember when? Here's one of my personal heroes. There's a couple of them. There's Miyazaki from Dark Souls. And he was actually he got brought on. So they did fuck, I don't even know where to start with this, but they did a remake of Demon Souls that everybody's familiar with now because it came out on PS5. It's like a launch title, you know. He is not a part of that game. They hired another company called Bluepoint to fucking remake it, and they did an incredible job from everything I can see. But part of the reason why is because they paid the highest level of respect to the guy that makes the Souls series what it is, and left a lot of his ideas in the game. They didn't like polish it to. They polished it in certain ways, but left a lot of it alone. And they listened to the community, big part of that, which I think is like super important because once you start getting in this position where like all these people start twisting your arm, you got to be prepared to straight up just be like, this isn't happening then. Like the whole project is going to shut down. Like if we're not going to do Cyberpunk the way that it's intended to be made, then I'm going to like go down with the ship. Like the whole fucking shit's not going to happen, you know? And to me, in that moment is when you become one of those kind of like revered auteurs, you know, where you're like willing to just fucking burn down the entire house. You know what I'm saying? And who's the other guy? Fucking that did Death Stranding and fucking Metal Gear Solid. Why am I spacing?
Hideo Kojima?
Hideo
Kojima.
So Kojima, same thing, right? He was willing to get fired from Konami or whatever, right? Because they were like,
I'm still so upset about that game. I loved PT.
So to me, it's like, okay, if this guy is the guy that everybody thinks he is, then we'll see what Cyberpunk looks like when it comes out. Sorry, this turned into some weird.
Yeah, this
video
is
game
definitely not
channel.
about Vital right now.
But I feel like it's related to music, right? Like,
yeah, it is. And also we're talking about like indie one-man teams, and that's the synth that we're using right now.
yes,
Yeah.
and the features, features that you roll out in a synth are again, like I said with Phase Plant, the things that I liked about Phase Plant was the eccentricities about it, you know? And yeah, same reason I like Serum when it first came out. And I still love Serum, don't get me wrong. Now it's got other things in the market that learned from Serum and are like trying to find their own little spaces in there. And the thing I like about all these synths at the end of the day is that you can tell that these are all like passion projects. Like that's what I get from Vital, just from the 6 or 7 hours I've been playing with it. Is it feels like there's like we said, there's an auteur behind there that's like making sentient decisions about, especially aesthetically, how it looks and how it functions. That's huge, you know?
Yeah. I was just gonna mention that I'm watching what Matt's doing with the wavetable importing right now. And I actually know how it's working.
Let's hear it.
Care. But if you drag like a actual wavetable in, you want to put it in the wavetable mode, like a wavetable from Serum or something. If you are trying to get turn a sample to a wavetable, you want vocoder pitch splice. And what pitch splice does is it tries to detect the pitch and then sort of sets, blends between the frames, and that's pretty much it. It's a lot like the Serum like pitch. I don't know. The Serum import mode without any pitch movement. And then vocode is cool because it kind of like makes things work better because it sets all the phases to the same thing and randomizes them.
Let me find a one. These are all multiple hits.
What are you trying to import?
Just a
I can't
clap sample or anything. Okay.
It actually sounds pretty neat when you import like a drum loop in. You can kind of time stretch it.
Here, let's try that. Whoops.
Oh.
You probably want it to be way slower.
Yeah. And then I can.
And if you did that with an LFO, you could sort of sync the whole drum beat.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Let's do that.
Man, it blows my
And then you
mind.
can
That was
play-
like the only way to fucking change the speed of drums back in the day. Just load them up in a sampler and play it slower.
Yeah. I want it to loop.
How long is the drum loop? Like how many bars?
It's like 4 bars. Well, I only want it to loop one of them, so I'm gonna use
Oh,
this
okay,
loop
I see.
hold.
Yeah, it should be that. One thing you can do, since it has this is a really small feature, but it's actually really neat for things like this. There's a vertical grid, which isn't in Serum, but is in Faceplant. So you could like make it go to the first fourth or whatever, if you want it to be going through just the
So like that.
No, like set the where it says 8 and 1 above the LFO.
Oh yeah.
Move the 1 up to like 4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then now if you drag the whole thing through like the
snaps.
Yeah, you can choose which bar you want to play through essentially.
Nice. Cool.
If you want to use the whole thing, but yeah, you had it looped. And then now you can do crazy like formant shifting on your drum beat if you ever want to do that for some reason. Oh, do you know how it's vertical grid now? Okay. Oh yeah, it's just not attached to the horizontal bit in here.
That's kind of cool.
What happens if you added the shepherd's tone to it and had to just go like an endless loop of
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
Let's do that. Let's make it slower.
I could imagine that could actually be kind of cool. Like in a fucking techno tune. Imagine that. The big ass kick drum.
Yep, there's a shepherd tone.
Yep. Now just put a big ass kick drum on that shit, dude.
Yep.
At 100 and whatever. What temple's techno? 130? This the time, right?
And the weird thing about this is you can also do like shit like time skew it, like time skew a drum loop. And it kind of stops sounding like a drum loop at some point, but with just the teensiest little bit, it just sounds like a weirdly like smeared, spectrally drum loop.
Gong Kong, thanks for the raid.
I like the squeeze thing. Bend. Yeah.
Oh shit, Autobahn Sriracha.
Sounds cool. Let's give it some unison.
That's a pretty obscure reference. I wonder if anyone's gonna get that one.
What is the high-res wavetable?
It's actually not working right now, which I think is really funny. But it used to crossfade between individual frames of your wavetables. So if you were playing it through slower, it would still sound smooth.
Nice.
But yeah, it's right now it's just there, which I think is really funny. There was somebody on KVR. It was like, yeah, I didn't really think the synth sounded very good until I used the high-res wavetable button.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
Matt got some people there.
A placebo. Nice.
And the
Oh, I didn't notice this.
Huh. I think you've got it like really detuned, and maybe some of the voices aren't audible because of the spectral spread. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know how the spectral spread works on.
There we go.
Like if it.
The
Yeah.
fuck? Okay.
That's the wavetable position spread,
Right.
and then that's the like spectral oscillator mode spread, and that's the like bend mode spread, the distortion spread.
Nuts.
That is yeah. I actually haven't really gotten like amazing risers out of the shepherd's tone yet, but then you immediately did it, and now I have to try all these things.
Oh yeah, I love anything with a shepherd tone feature. It's great. The texture of it's really nice. Usually with wavetable synthesis, the problem I have is the high frequency like artifacts and stuff. But this sounds really
There's
defined.
I don't know about in Faceplant, but in Serum, there's actually a lot of weird like little aliasing-y stuff. Whenever you move the wavetable position or the warp mode at all, when you just have a warp mode turned on, like you can move the wavetable position and not be moving the warp mode, and it'll still like put out some weird little frequencies.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just like going between like zero crossings and stuff like in the wavetable, or between like
I don't
frames
think
of the-
so, because if you use a wavetable with no phase movement, it still does it.
Huh. I wonder why then.
Shit.
Yeah, I think it's just
weird.
zipper noise.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, this is really clean sounding, as you said.
What? Sure. Well, I'm streaming. Sorry, my son's trying to get in here.
oh my god.
What would be really cool is, if I could set the flanger to be in
Can I
like a
bring him in?
shepherd
I'll bring
mode.
him in.
I wonder if you could do that manually with the mod remap and like two flangers, like have one come in an octave up.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Another when one gets like to an octave up. But
Yeah,
it would be
you'd
a
have
lot
like
of
a filter doing one of the flanging.
yeah.
like that. And then,
Such a like
yeah, so-
ridiculous idea, but I think you could do that.
But you can't set the
it's
wave
hard
type. If you could set the, oh, if I could just set
the
depth all the
center
way
is
down.
in semitones. The center control and the filter cutoff are both in semitones, so you should be able to do that.
So if I do this.
Oh, I didn't actually know that. Title says there's some ways to do like barber pole phasers, and I have no idea how you would do that, honestly. Besides like, I guess just like tricky remap stuff like we would be doing here.
Yeah. Let's see. And then start this in the middle. This is a very.
It's super convoluted. I think you want the I think you want the other cutoff. That's the cutoff of the like internal filter in the.
Oh
the
yeah,
flanger.
yeah. Whoops. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
And then we have to do like crazy stuff with the mix or something.
Yeah. So this has to like. Oh, I don't know if I have enough LFOs for this. Wait.
Oh,
If we can do it.
that's why I was talking about the remap thing. You could use you could use a bunch of stuff on the same LFO and then do different shapes in the remap as long as there's a saw wave.
Oh right. Okay. I'm trying to think about this. Might take more brain power than I can muster on stream.
Yeah, it's like very big brain, high effort type bullshit. But I think you can technically do it if you wanted to.
Yeah, this has to fade in and actually it has to be a triangle. So
yeah. So you could just put the same you could put the same LFO that's doing the like cutoff and stuff on the mix, and then just draw a triangle and the remap.
Wait, does it automatically add more LFOs the more I use?
It goes up to 8.
Oh wow, that's perfect then. I don't need more. I thought I was limited to that. But is that the same for all of these, or just the?
The randoms and the envelopes go up to different numbers. There's 4 randoms and I think 6, or there's 6 envelopes.
And 4. Amazing. Okay, that's a whole nother feature.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is about to get nutty.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna actually listen to what that did. But yeah, and I'm not gonna try and create a.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort to.
Yeah.
But do that. I don't even.
This stuff? Don't you want to learn how to synthesize with?
Look how cool it is.
It does look very pretty, doesn't it?
It is a very pretty.
Look at this game. Ezra wants to play Minecraft Dungeons with me. Matt, have you played Minecraft Dungeons?
I haven't played that, no.
Cool.
Only regular boring old Minecraft.
Hey Ezra, do you know Matt's he's doing another concert in Minecraft? Should we go destroy?
Yeah, go destroy the campgrounds again.
Last time Matt did Matt did I think it was a hospital one.
Oh yeah.
And it was like right when I was teaching Ezra about Minecraft, which he loves. He can talk about it for hours, right, Ez? But I put him. It was like within moments of putting him into Matt's server. I forgot what I did. I like left the room for a second, and I just heard like smashing glass. I was like shooting chickens and all kinds of shit. It's so funny.
You raised a griefer.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Now I'm getting a free massage too. I learned how to use a synth. It's great.
Whoa.
That reverb is pretty nice.
It turned into a completely different sound.
Yeah.
Ezra, do you want to say hi to people on the mic right there?
Hey, we're skull cats.
What?
Hi.
Say hi to Glork. This guy's name's Glork Glork.
Hi, Riskull Cat.
What is that? What's a Riskull Cat?
It's a person that wants someone to be a rotten cat.
A rotten cat.
Uh-oh.
There's Matt. Do you see Matt? Do you remember Matt?
Oh, there's the camera. Forgot I've changed it around. How's it going? Making weird noises.
I really like that odd harmonic unison a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of need to use it more. I tend to forget about it, but then every time I use it, I'm like kind of blown away by how it sounds.
How do I change that again?
It's in the advanced.
Oh yeah.
In where it says stack next to unison blend.
Uh-huh.
That thing.
Yeah.
What's distortion spread? You guys already mentioned that?
It's the like kind of more
Hey,
normal
guys.
warp mode spread for each oscillator.
Hey,
Ezra.
guys.
Hey.
I just heard this sound. I'd have like no idea how to make it like at all.
Yeah, it's very easy to get random, unexpected results with this, which makes it really useful. Okay, let's attach.
All you're hearing is a drum break.
Yeah.
Now it feels like we've gone granular.
Yeah. I like that you can just select the high bound or...
I like that you can turn down the ratios individually too.
Yeah.
You can also expand, which I've like barely ever had to do, but it's if I'm making like a chuggy kind of bass, it's kind of nice that you can like take it to full expansion and just have like little blips of high end or something.
I like expanding the low end and then compressing the high end. bit of movement on this.
Please, Dad.
Done. Hey, we're like, this is a game that me and my friends like to play. I know it looks boring to you, but maybe you won't one day.
I love so much the sync is bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I've never seen a sync do that.
I actually always used to do it manually by like modulating with a down saw, and that always aliases a shit ton. So it's really nice to see it in here.
Oh yeah, that's from the sample. That's cool.
I'm gonna be right back. I have to use the bathroom.
All right.
Yeah, so what do you think, Matt?
It's pretty cool.
Is that it? Is that what they would put? Like if Matt...
That's the quote.
Yeah,
pretty
if
cool.
There's like a quote on their website for Matt Zoe. Pretty cool.
I definitely will be playing around with it a lot more. Because it's really easy, as you can see, to create something quickly.
Yeah.
So. Let's get another.
Yeah, with the new synth, it's just like, for me, I'm always excited to discover some weird, cool thing. Cool wavetable or some kind of cool feature that...
Now that's your rhythm track right there.
Oh shit, shout out Last City for the raid. Thank you very much, sir. Much respect.
Oh my god. This sound has become more aggressive on my poor ears.
Can't figure out why it's so harsh.
It's probably the random amplitude mode.
Yeah. That's it.
It sounds really cool on like saws and stuff, but it could be a bit wild if you already have like some wavetable that's kind of resonant, because it just takes away a lot of harmonics.
Yeah, I need like another filter here.
Good thing there's more, I guess.
This thing's doing it.
Zach, thanks for the gift in Black City.
Huh. Oh, it's because you have the high turned all the way up on the output.
Yeah.
Do any of y'all have any questions out there? I mean, it seems like Matt, Matt's like actually like fielding the questions himself. Oh, Matt Titel, just like in the chat. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, that's sounding pretty neat. Black City says, "How are we making this sound squishy?" It's one of the spectral modes called phase dispersion.
Right now, I wish there's one more random.
I really wish there was too a lot of the time.
Yeah.
What I really want is a random like the. Well, there's that random that's not.
Yeah, this.
Just a note on random. But what I want is one that is random, but for each parameter it's assigned to. Rather than the same value.
Yeah, so like it
whatever
randomizes like the LFO or the envelope, like each value would have a random sort of range.
And that way you only use up one like random, and then if you want things that are the same, you can just assign with one of those modes or something. But yeah, actually, I talked with Matt about that. It's probably going to be forever till new features are added, because there's some like weird launch bugs, because he's making this thing for actually everyone. Like everyone is supposed to be able to, well, except for people who are using 32-bit plugins still.
Right.
2020.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah. But it's on like Linux too, even. So pretty much.
I like how high these envelope values go up to for the 32 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else? What's this?
That's just a paintbrush tool.
Okay. That's really useful.
Hell yeah. Reminds me of the old Performer, remember?
Yeah.
Which honestly was fun to use.
Yeah, the Performer is really fun.
Remember, I'm talking about, remember Massive? Like OG Massive?
Yeah.
That was so fun. That actually, like, that was kind of one of the things I was saying, one of the eccentricities that felt a little, like, unnecessary, but actually ended up kind of being a lot of fun to use. And in certain ways, like, changed the sound of, you know, I mean, definitely dubstep. I could always hear that, dang, 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 like that Performer in people's tunes back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah, That definitely created a sound of
For
the
better
era.
or worse, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, those kinds of things are cool. Like, I think that, people might miss. You know what? One of the okay, to use another video game analogy, Demon Souls remake. At one point, very stupid little detail, but the camera used to like do the over the shoulder kind of cinematic drifting in the remake. It doesn't do that in the Dark Souls series. It's very specific. It's a very rigid, hard camera that doesn't move, which adds to the doom and gloom and the bleakness of the Dark Souls universe. So all the fans are like, why the fuck do you have this cinematic, like flying around camera? Get rid of that shit. We want the shitty camera. We want the shitty hard camera. You know what I'm saying? I think people mistake sometimes, like, having features that improve quality of life. There's some spirit in the eccentricities, the rigidness of certain features that I think maybe some synths could learn from in some ways.
I think
they don't necessarily need to be
especially the way
rigid
you have
either.
to like set up things in phase plan is so weird sometimes. But like one thing that I think is really funny is in Massive X. I don't know if you guys remember Gorilla Mode, but that was a thing.
In Massive X.
Yeah.
Gorilla and Banana.
Yeah. But the thing is, Gorilla Mode is FM from B.
Right.
Like, it's actually just except it's got its own oscillator dedicated to it.
Yeah,
it's actually super simple.
That's a little different.
Yeah, it's very stupid. I think it's kind of like the bad example of what you're talking about. Like eccentricity just for the sake of it without actually making anything much cooler. Although there is like, it's called Gorilla.
Yeah, there has
That's
to be
cool.
like
it has Gorilla in the name.
I do believe that like in certain cases it's kind of like the restrictions of like whatever the technical restrictions might be of the time. And in other ways it's like, ideas that were kind of like, hey, maybe this will be cool. They don't work 100% of the time. But the only thing I can say is that at a certain point it's like, we there's like a million renditions of the OTT thing. There's a million renditions of a lot of features that a lot of people use. And I think that like the natural idea is to make a lot of dude.
I'm done with my cookie.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah, because it fell on the ground.
By the way, if you guys are thinking about having kids, this is what it's like a lot of the time. So anyway, like I was saying, I think like the natural idea is to make a process easier and like the quality of life easier all the time. And now it's gotten to the point where making music is this on-demand process where like people are like, oh, what are you talking about? You mean I have to make a sound? Why don't I just go on fucking Splice and buy a sound? Or why don't I just have a synth that just suggests the sounds and like analyzes my song and tells me what chord progressions to play? And soon enough it's like, where like to me sometimes a friction of how do I make this sound? What are my limitations? That's what makes the cool thing happen. Someone asked a question earlier about one of my songs, Talk to Me. They said, what synth did you use for Talk to Me? And I actually used Massive, but what I did is I took Massive. I was trying to figure out how to make the talking bass sounds. I knew people were using Massive. I just took Massive and ran it through. I had a TalkBox Banshee, this really shitty TalkBox, and ran the synth through that, recorded my voice going, talk to me. I got a sound that's kind of sounded like I was saying talk to me, but then just high-passed it, layered it with it, and made the sound, and everybody was asking me what synth did I use for that, Actually, at the end of the day, I was like working around the restrictions that I had to make a sound that ended up being unique, So I think in some ways,
now we can text to Wavetable and just add some band.
Yeah, but
be in like the same area.
Yeah,
but
which
it
is
probably
great.
won't sound as cool because of the weird workarounds you had to do.
But I don't know. It just kind of irritates me when I see people make comments like, oh, this is the serum killer, or this is the.
Mhm.
I mean, the phase
Yeah.
plant killer doesn't even make any fucking sense because this has nothing to do
Yeah,
with phase
no.
plant. But it's just, man, there's different restrictions, there's different opportunities that get opened up by different synths. Ultimately, it's like if you are just an unimaginative, uncreative, you don't want to spend any time making music. The reason why you're having trouble making cool shit is because you fucking suck. You have to spend more time fucking with making music and experimenting. You're never gonna find a synth that's just gonna make cool music for you. You know what I'm saying? It can make a lot of redundant shit if you don't bring anything to the table. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people like thought that because all of their favorite producers were using Massive or Serum or whatever, that they had to use that one. And like that sort of set up like the whole drag and drop, you know, nice, easy, fast modulation thing. That works for me, but it's not going to work for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think some people didn't even know that they weren't getting something that would work for them just because they were so preoccupied with like, oh, you know, who's using this thing? Who's using this for what?
Why are you like you have to like go down the list. I mean, that's one of the things that I like the streaming thing about. And you already know, like, being on here, half the shit we talk about, there's people that come on the stream and they're like, just tell me how to be successful making dubstep or whatever. Make a Skrillex noise now. And it's like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, life is going to be tough.
Gotten a lot of make a vowel-y bass today.
Life is just going to be tough when you figure out how to make a Skrillex noise and your life still is shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, making music is such a small part of your life, even if you're good at it. You know what I'm saying? It's still like such a small part. Like the biggest part of life, I think, is just trying to understand where the joy is. And a lot of times it's just figuring stuff out, you know? It's figuring out how to have a family. It's figuring out how to make a great song. It's figuring out how to make a cool sound. It's figuring out how to have friends. It's figuring out how to juggle all those things at the same time. Then you start being like, oh shit, yeah, I know what kind of equipment I need because I know what makes me excited to be in the studio, you know? That's it. That's the philosophical edge.
By the way, this sound Matt is making is nuts.
Let's hear it.
I really like what he's doing with the self-oscillating filter.
Yeah, like I like that the filter, when it's at really high resonance, it doesn't like go into distortion and clip the plugin. It's like really musical.
You can even tune that with the key track if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But and all of the like different models, like analog, dirty, ladder, or whatever, they'll have a kind of different tone with that. I think digital doesn't do self-oscillating though.
Oh whoa.
The ladder filter is definitely my favorite in the synth, like my favorite model. Yeah. Anyway, sorry I interrupted you, Dick.
Now this is only coming out left side though.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, sorry, that's because I turned off my plugin.
Oh, well, guys, I actually probably have to end the stream because my son's out of school, obviously, and it's just like, Dad.
Well, it's been really fun.
Yeah, man, we should do it again sometime soon. I'm glad I hit here, Ezra. Yes, man, that's the hardest. Life never gets boring around here. I just have to switch modes now. I have to fucking be a dad, which is fun.
Well, thank you for.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome, to be honest.
I thought so too.
I was skeptical at first. I'm not gonna lie, but I've been sold. It sounds great, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. There's a lot of new little, like we were talking about the eccentricities. There's new little buttons to play with, and I'm excited to show y'all what I end up doing with it. I'm definitely gonna dig in harder this week with it. Matt, I'm gonna post a link to your show, and me and Ezra will be in there messing around. Oh, you pulling up the seat now? When's your show? This weekend?
Yep.
Cool.
Saturday. It's at European time though. This one. this
Okay.
one, so it's gonna
Hey
be
guys,
early
don't touch anything over there.
for us.
I'm just gonna touch that switch.
No, you're not touching any switches.
Yeah.
He knows how to turn off the whole mainframe. Which man, that would be bad. I just want to shout out everybody in the chat. I want to shout out Glork Glunk. Thank you, man, for jumping on here with us.
Hey, Riplo.
Yeah, of course. It was fun.
I'm gonna rip your head off.
No. No,
Oh.
you're not. Get out of here.
It's not.
Why are you trying to intimidate all my friends in the chat?
Because we're distracting you from Minecraft Dungeons. You gotta rip people's heads off when they don't play Minecraft Dungeons with you.
He's like excited to play Minecraft Dungeons, that's for sure. And yeah, anyway, anyone that supported today in any way, thank you so much. Didn't need to.
Yeah. Thank you, Title.
Yeah, and thanks to Matt, dude. We love the synth.
Yeah.
Is there that's I kind of like frame the question just in a meme way to say, is there room in the world for another? Does the world need a new wavetable synth? And yeah, of course. Why not? You know?
Yeah.
And if we're playing around with it today, hey, this is what it's all about, is just exploring new ideas with your homies, with your friends. That's what at the root of all this shit making music is all about. And playing music, hopefully we can get back to that in real life someday soon. But until then, we'll be here online on stream every Wednesday. And then whenever you guys stream, Matt, you still streaming?
Rarely.
Rarely? How about you, Glork?
I don't really stream much, but I don't know. I'm always thinking about starting streaming, but who knows what I'm actually gonna end up doing it. I probably will at some point.
Well, you probably should. Seems like
I
people
should
like
go
it.
back to regular streaming at some point.
Yeah, Glork is talking right there. You can't see his face though. It's just a black.
Yeah, I'm invisible.
He's in the void. He's streaming from the void. That's the name of your show. And you don't have a camera? That would be great. That's just an idea. Throwing it out
That
there.
would work, definitely.
But hey, until then, you can always
Oh.
jump on here. It's always great having you on here.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's it. Yo, Matt, peace. Glork, peace. Everybody in the chat,
See ya.
we love you. Peace. And thank you once again. Today was great. I learned a lot and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely had a ton of fun too. It was really cool, like getting to kind of show people things in the synth that I always nerd out about, but you probably wouldn't find in like top 5 vital tips you didn't know on YouTube or something.
Oh, I love it, man. I wish that, like, I mean, imagine selling that package on the shop. You get to hang out on stream with the guy who made it and, like, you know, contributed to it. And then me and my son. That's got to be worth something, right?
Yeah.
This
And
has been the
Manzo.
best walkthrough video ever, I think.
That was great, yeah.
Any-
Yeah, it'll be up. If anybody that missed it, you can watch it again. It'll be up on the page.
Cool.
But anyway, I'm going to roll. All right, guys, before Ezra falls off
Yeah.
his chair.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Yeah, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, all good. Peace.
All right. See
I'll
ya.
see you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kill the Noise, and you have found my Twitch channel. I like to make music, and sometimes I stream. Please subscribe, tell your friends.
Thanks for sticking around, everybody.
We have a
That
community
was fun.
on Discord, and you will find the link below.
Shout out, Zach.
Thanks
Thanks for some of the gifts today, man. That was awesome. And I hope you guys learned some cool stuff. I did. And we'll be talking about all this stuff in Discord for sure throughout the week. And man, there were so many other things I wanted to mention today, but we ran out of time. But I'll talk about it in Discord. So, yeah. See you guys.